Chapter 458. 11 powerful auras rushed into the vicinity of Ning Cheng's immortal cave in the North City district. When the cultivators living in the vicinity felt the auras of so many powerful cultivators, they immediately retracted their spiritual consciousness. They did not dare to release any of their spiritual consciousnesses outside, nor did they dare to offend them. At that moment, all the cultivators were puzzled. Why would there be so many powerful cultivators in this corner of the northern city district? This place was simply unremarkable within the entire rootless Black City. Under normal circumstances, no powerhouses would come here to waste their time. Moreover, there were 2 life tribulation realm experts among them. The reason was soon revealed. These 11 powerful auras surrounded a small courtyard house. Moreover, this cave house had just been moved here. The surrounding residents secretly felt that they were unlucky. Although these experts were not targeting them, no one wanted to be patronized by experts. Even if they were patronizing their neighbors, they still felt unsafe. With so many experts here, not only did the number of patrolling guards not increase, but even the occasional patrolling guards had disappeared. Obviously, these patrolling guards also knew that these people were not people they could offend. Ning Cheng, on discovering that so many experts had come this time, also felt a little puzzled in his heart. It was reasonable to say that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would not attach so much importance to him. This kind of lineup could almost sweep away the entire Yixing mainland. Among the 11 experts, 9 of them were at the late stages of the Crucible Transformation realm, while the other 2 were cultivators in the Plundering Life realm. Ning Cheng quickly understood that after these cultivators arrived, they did not immediately attack his immortal cave, but rather started to arrange an array formation. In just a short time, a concealment and shielding array was set up. Seeing the actions of the other party, Ning Cheng secretly sneered in his heart. These guys were deceiving themselves. The whole world knew that they were here to destroy him, but these guys still wanted to cover it up. For others, this kind of cover-up would be meaningless. However, for the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, this kind of cover-up was useful, as no one would bother to investigate it. Ning Cheng took out a crystal ball, while on one side recording the things that these people had done, while on the other side thinking about how to get rid of these 11 people in the future. As for the other party's intention to set up a shielding array formation, he had no intention of stopping them at all. He also needed such a formation to kill these people in secret. Among the array masters here, the one with the highest proficiency in array formations was barely a level 6 array grandmaster. This meant that it was absolutely impossible for the other party to see through the concealment formation that he had set up in a hurry. Guild Master, I'll just go in for a bit. He's just a minor sea opening realm cultivator. Among the cultivators outside the Sihiyuan cave dwelling in Ning City, a long-haired man with an extremely devilish appearance said. The man addressed as association head was none other than Pu Leng of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Pu Leng had a very tall stature, at least 2 meters in height. After hearing the long-haired man's words, he smiled. No need, let's go in together. This puny sea opening realm cultivator is not simple at all. Not only did he raise my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven's stone, he even dared to live in the rootless Black City. She didn't know if he was fearless because he was ignorant, or because he was a level 6 array grandmaster. So I really want to see if he has 3 heads and 6 arms. Pu Leng's eyes swept around a bit, and was able to clearly see that Ning Cheng's immortal cave was protected by a rank 6 defensive array. Boom! After Pu Leng finished speaking, he blasted out a punch. The incomparably huge fist rolled up a burst of indistinct fist shadows, as it blasted onto the rank 6 defensive array arranged by Ning Cheng, causing the rank 6 defensive array to shake. Immediately after, a ka-ka sound emerged. This rank 6 defensive array could not even block a single punch from Pu Leng. Not waiting for Pu Leng to continue, the other Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator lifted his foot and kicked down. With a crashing sound, a rank 6 defensive array was blasted apart by this punch and kick. Pu Leng and the others walked into Ning Cheng's immortal cave and found Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei standing in the middle of the courtyard looking at them. You have quite the courage. Not only did you kill my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Gokang Yeshan, you even raised my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven's stone, yet you still dare to stay in the rootless Black City. Pu Leng's cold gaze fell on Ning Cheng. He did not think that Ning Cheng would turn out to be so young. Not only that, but Ning Cheng was also a sea-opening realm cultivator. He had always suspected that Ning Cheng was not a sea-opening cultivator, but a crucible transformation cultivator in disguise. Ning Cheng did not speak. He was currently calculating if he could simultaneously activate his rank 7 trap killing array and rank 8 killing array, and then use the maximal flame spiritual technique to kill all 11 people at once. Let me see what kind of ability you have, daring to not put the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in your eyes. Pu Leng's words had not yet finished when Ning Cheng directly sent a sound transmission to Ji Luofei, start, under the Qian position. Ji Luofei, who had been preparing, had just received Ning Cheng's sound transmission when she immediately brought out the array flags in her hands. A rank 7 trap killing array compared to a rank 6 array formation, wasn't it just a level higher? Almost at the same time as Ji Luofei started, Ning Cheng also raised his hands. In just a twinkling of an eye, the bright and clear courtyard suddenly turned gray, while countless killing lights swept out from all directions. At this time, not to mention their vision, even their spiritual consciousness turned blurry. They simply could not see anything around them, nor could they hear any sounds around them. Not good, this is a rank 7 trap killing array. Everyone, do not panic, just follow my movements. The rank 6 array formation Grand Master only spoke a few words before coming to a stop. He understood that this was not only a rank 7 trap killing array, but also a variety of dense fog array formations, forming a chain of rank 7 trap killing arrays. As the surrounding environment turned blurry, Pu Leng also felt surprised in his heart. However, he quickly understood that this was a rank 7 trap killing array. If there was no one presiding over this rank 7 trap killing array, then with his strength, he would have been able to break it sooner or later. However, now that there was someone presiding over it, not only was there someone presiding over it, there was also someone assisting him. Nevertheless, Pu Leng still did not feel any fear in his heart. He had already experienced a lot of storms and waves. Not to mention a rank 7 trap killing array, even if it was a rank 8 trap killing array, so what? What's more, he was not alone in this place today. He immediately gathered his true essence and spoke, everyone, before you start, let's first confirm if there is anyone around. If there isn't anyone, then go all out. Pu Leng's words suddenly came to a halt. He also saw that this place could not transmit his voice out. Moreover, there was also a sound shielding array formation here. If it were a trivial sound shielding array formation, Pu Leng would not have cared about it at all. However, he was currently in the middle of a rank 7 trap killing array, with countless blade lights constantly attacking him. Although these attacks could not harm him for the time being, it also prevented him from breaking this array formation in a hurry. I didn't think that I would really underestimate you. A trivial sea-opening realm cultivator, yet unexpectedly a rank 7 array formation Grand Master. Interesting. Pu Leng knew that even if the cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce could not hear his words, Ning Cheng should be able to hear them. Pu Leng did not finish his words, because just as he found a way to break open the rank 7 trap killing array, several more terrifying killing intents attacked him. The killing intents in the surrounding space started to distort, and even contained a trace of killing intent. Blade lights were no longer the main means of attack, while the killing intents and spatial shackles were getting more and more terrifying. No, Pu Leng's entire body was soaked in cold sweat. This was not a rank 7 trap killing array, but a rank 8 killing array. However, these were not the most frightening things to him. The most frightening thing was that when he brought out his magical weapon, he felt as if the surrounding space no longer belonged to him. This was definitely not a simple spatial shackles. He felt as if he was in someone else's territory, moreover, this territory was no longer under his control. A threat of death welled up in his heart. Pu Leng knew that this was not just a matter of a rank 7 trap killing array and a rank 8 killing array, but a rank 7 trap killing array and a rank 8 killing array, along with some other messy array formations, forming a chain array formation. If it were just a few chain array formations, Pu Leng still had the confidence to rush out. However, what cast a shadow over his heart was that the person presiding over this array formation was also the same person who arranged the grand array. Even so, it was not all. What really caused his last trace of confidence to collapse was that the Grand Master presiding over this array formation was a powerhouse who had comprehended a domain. Domain, this was the realm that cultivators yearned for the most. Even Pu Leng had not comprehended a domain until now. However, an expert who had comprehended a domain had appeared in this place. If he knew that Ning Cheng had comprehended a domain, he would never have come to this place. Even if he knew that Ning Cheng had destroyed the Silver Thunder rest stop, he would never have come to this place. At this moment, he finally understood why Ning Cheng had such great confidence. Even after destroying the Silver Thunder rest stop on the receiving Heaven's Stone, he still dared to stay in the rootless Black City. However, Pu Leng was very clear about one thing. If he could deal with this chain array formation with someone presiding over it, then it would definitely be even more difficult for the others. He had to break through this array formation in the shortest possible time. At the very least, he had to find a flaw in this array formation. Otherwise, once someone died, it would become even more difficult for him to break through this array formation. Ah! Screams erupted. Pu Leng's heart, just like his name, turned cold. This was not just one scream, but 6 screams in a row. This indicated that 6 Crucible Transformation cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had died. Moreover, the other party had deliberately transmitted these screams to him, otherwise, he might not have been able to hear them. Therefore, it was likely that more than 6 cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had died. Stop, my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce admits defeat this time. As Pu Leng spoke, his true essence crazily combusted, while the huge ring in his hand transformed into a ring edge. These ring edges were several times more powerful than usual. Under these powerful ring blades, the space that did not belong to him finally opened up a huge gap. Pu Leng's surroundings had just relaxed a bit when 12 axes shot towards him. These 12 axes transformed into an axe trace, bringing with it an extremely strong axe intent and murderous aura. Pu Leng's surroundings, which had just been cut open, once again did not belong to him. Pu Leng's complexion turned pale. Being forced into such a state by a sea-opening realm cultivator was something that he had never experienced before. He was sure that these 12 axe traces did not belong to the killing array. Although the killing array was powerful, it could not create 12 axe traces formed from the killing intent. He could imagine that since Ning Cheng could use such a terrifying axe intent to attack him, then the rest of the people would obviously suffer the same attack from Ning Cheng. Chapter 459. Boom! Raging flames suddenly erupted around him, as an earth-shattering wave of fire swept towards him from all directions. This terrifying flame made Pu Leng feel despair. He finally understood what this collapse was. It was the flame that burned everything in the space, creating a false collapse. However, because he overestimated Ning Cheng and used a half-ring unique move, the result was that he ended up being the one killed. After regret, he immediately turned to hate. The person he hated was not Ning Cheng, but Yan Fu, who had just escaped. Ning Cheng was already an arrow at the end of its flight. If he had not escaped and attacked Ning Cheng, he would still have had the opportunity to kill Ning Cheng. Although Ning Cheng had killed 9 of the 12 people, he was still very clear in his heart that he did not really win. At this moment, he could not hold on any longer. This young man had a slightly long face, but with his strong and sturdy body, his long face did not look out of place. However, he still had a lot of credibility when it came to his words. At least his promises were basically honored. Because of this, when the news of him forming a team came out, many people were willing to sign up. Beast, I will swallow you. Pu Leng screamed, as the Rong Huan in his hand once again turned into a half-moon-shaped ring light and swept out. He did not have a domain, but his Ronghuan Mang could roll up a binding force similar to a domain. This black-robed long-faced young man was the junior city master of the rootless Black City, Su Liangji. His father was the rootless Black City's premier expert, Su Kai, and Su Kai was also the rootless Black City's city master. Ji Luofei no longer had any help and was sent into the miniature world by Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng knew that once the array formation broke, if he did not activate the maximal flame spiritual technique, then he would not have the opportunity to do so. Yes, Junior City Master. As the two cultivators replied, they had already disappeared from the hall on the second floor along with the voice of this Junior City Master. A few screams erupted. Ning Cheng's face turned pale as he continuously threw out array flags. At the same time, he also had to control the 36 cosmic true devil axes. Seeing Yan Fu escape at this time, Pu Ling turned furious. This half-Rong Huan, whether Ning Cheng dodged or blocked it, he would change his moves in time. Under the crazy burning of his true essence and essence blood, the Rong Huan would automatically explode, bursting out endless ring lights. These ring lights would control the surrounding killing power, sucking in Ning Cheng. Even Huan Mang would not be able to kill Ning Cheng, at least both sides would suffer. Not to mention that he also had Yan Fu on his side. Moreover, he believed that this desperate Rong Huan would definitely be able to kill Ning Cheng. Replying to Junior City Master, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association Master Pu Leng led 10 people to the North City District to catch that Ning Cheng. After they went in, they never came out. They could only hear violent explosions coming from inside, as well as strong fluctuations in the surrounding space. As for what exactly happened inside, it was still unclear. We came back to ask the young city lord if we should enter the other party's cave abode to check. Don't look at how he had gained the upper hand by using the serial killing array. In reality, there were still 3 of the most powerful fellows that had yet to be killed. If the slightest crack appeared in his formation, the result would be the complete opposite. Su Liangji's team already had more than 50 cultivators, with the worst cultivation among them being at Crucible Transformation 4th level. For Su Liangji, what he needed to do now was to select 50 people and dismiss those who were not needed. Pu Leng instantly sobered up from the anger caused by Yan Fu's escape. His mood immediately turned from extreme anger to surprise. Ning Cheng was also an arrow at the end of its flight. Since he could not escape from his false half-ring, then the other party would definitely not be able to escape from his absolute kill. Pu Leng did not hesitate for even half a moment and directly launched the Rong Huan absolute kill. His spiritual consciousness had just surged over his magical weapon when he felt a burst of collapse around him. It felt as if something was missing in this space. This state was very similar to the shackles of a domain, however, it made him unable to make the right choice in the shortest time. The most worthless thing in this world was if. You could, if, for anything, but you would not be able to change the result. A burst of regret welled up in Pu Leng's heart. He had already investigated Ning Cheng and found that there were 3 people living here. Ning Cheng was a sea-opening realm cultivator, while the woman beside Ning Cheng had the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 2nd level. This kind of cultivation was completely negligible to them. As for the little girl, in the eyes of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's experts, she was nothing but air. Although Su Kai could leave the rootless Black City at any time, he did not want to leave. Not only did he not want to leave, even his only son, Su Liangji, did not want to leave the rootless Black City. A black-robed young man was sitting in the middle of the hall on the 2nd floor. Beside him stood 2 extremely beautiful female cultivators. He knew that he was finished. At this moment, he only had a single thought in his mind, regret. He did not regret coming to Ning Cheng, rather, he regretted using the half-ring feint move. If he had rushed out of the array formation and used the absolute kill, he would have already killed Ning Cheng. Raging flames rose up in Ning Cheng's courtyard, and the sound of the explosion could be vaguely heard throughout the entire North City district. However, no one came over, nor did anyone use their spiritual consciousness to investigate. The cultivators sent out by Su Liangji quickly returned. The two of them had not even left the trade union's entrance when they received the news. Si Pingxian was the only plundering life realm cultivator in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Although he was not as strong as him, he was still an extremely important figure for him in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. With his current state, he absolutely could not resist the combined attacks of two plundering life realm cultivators and a powerful crucible transformation cultivator. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, together with Pu Leng, had two plundering life realm cultivators. This time, all of them went together, yet none of them came out. Just what kind of major event was this? Poof! When Ning Cheng's 12 axes split the long-haired demonic-looking man into several pieces, the axes surrounding Pu Leng instantly weakened. The Rong ring in Pu Leng's hands suddenly erupted with radiance, and a ring edge with a radius of several feet shot out. There is no need to go to that place. Immediately investigate this cultivator named Ning Cheng. Find out why he wanted to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. Su Liangji stood up and the first sentence he spoke was to order his people to investigate the cause of this matter. Even the cultivators from the Starry Skies had spread rumors that there were many geniuses outside. He also believed that even the most powerful geniuses would not be able to display such terrifying strength with just the cultivation of Sea Opening Realm. After this cultivator finished speaking, not only did Su Liangji's complexion drastically change, even the surrounding cultivators who heard it felt shocked. Everyone felt shocked at Ning Cheng's tenacity. Even if this newcomer was an array formation expert, he should not be able to block 11 powerhouses for such a long time, right? However, despite knowing that this matter was very strange, no one dared to use their spiritual consciousness to investigate it. Because of this fear towards Ning Cheng, Pu Leng's real killer move was the one behind the Rong ring. What Yan Fu brought out was not a weapon to attack Ning Cheng, but an escape talisman. The escape talisman, when activated by the Rong ring, also completely activated. It gave out a burst of blinding white light, and in just a twinkling of an eye, it rolled up Yan Fu and broke through the space. At this moment, Si Pingxian had already turned into more than a dozen pieces of flesh and blood. Pu Leng felt his mind turning black. He never thought that Si Pingxian would die in front of him. Pu Leng had overestimated Ning Cheng, and similarly overestimated his ruling power in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. When he broke through Ning Cheng's entrapment killing array formation, and at the same time, threw out his final killing move, Yan Fu also brought out something. Unfortunately, he realized it a little too late. As the crazy waves of fire squeezed in, Pu Leng screamed out in pain. As a tribulation transformation cultivator, he understood his situation too well. Yan Fu was only a crucible transformation 8th level cultivator. Compared to the 11 people who came to Ning Cheng, his cultivation was simply unremarkable. With his cultivation, he unexpectedly managed to persist until the end, just like Pu Leng. Even Ning Cheng felt some fear towards him. In just a breath's time, Rong ring had already pierced through Ning Cheng's waist, leaving behind a long trail of blood. Why hasn't Association Master Pu arrived yet? If he came any later, I wouldn't have much time to wait for him. The long-faced youth picked up a cup of spiritual wine on the table in front of him and drank it, before speaking up with some dissatisfaction. Pu Leng's people had not come out after going in. There was no need to ask about this matter. It definitely boded ill rather than well, otherwise, Pu Leng would have already come to the trade union's hall. Rootless Black City's trade union's second floor. Even in his rage, Pu Leng still did not lose his mind. He believed that his half-Dao Rong ring light would not be able to do anything to Ning Cheng. Because the other party was more proficient in the application of domains compared to him, he could only use his own magical skills to bind the surrounding space, while the other party could control the surrounding space at any time and from any place. Catcha! Ning Cheng's entrapment killing array finally burst open. At the same time, the surroundings cleared up, allowing Pu Leng to see Si Pingxuan's fate. How could he have thought that the truth was so far from what he had imagined? At this time, the cultivators living around Ning Cheng's immortal cave could only feel the surrounding space shaking. Some of the overflowing murderous aura invaded, causing these cultivators to tremble in fear. What's going on? Su Liangji put down the cup of spiritual wine in his hand. Pu Leng rarely regretted his actions, however, this time, he truly regretted it. He was sure that Ning Cheng's cultivation had not reached the crucible transformation realm. Ning Cheng was a powerful sea-opening realm cultivator, which he had cultivated for 500 or 600 years, yet he had never seen before. Not only had he never seen such a person before, he had never even heard of such a person before. Even the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's premier expert, Shui Ren, was not as terrifying as Ning Cheng when he was in the sea-opening realm. Don't look at Su Liangji as a lecherous worm with an insidious personality. Among the female cultivators in the rootless Black City, as long as he took a fancy to them and could get his hands on them, he would definitely get his hands on them. If they could not satisfy him, then he would make sure that female cultivator lived a life worse than death. If anyone offended him, then that person would sooner or later die without a complete corpse. The Rome ring light, which had just been stimulated, was interrupted at this moment. Sensing the threat of death, Pu Leng subconsciously shuddered. Chapter 460. Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei were currently sitting in a small courtyard. For an alchemy grand master like Ning Cheng, although his injuries were very serious, it did not affect him too much. With the help of the pills and Ning Cheng's true essence, his wounds quickly healed. Ji Luofei still covered Ning Cheng's wounds with her hands, helping Ning Cheng heal. In just less than an hour, half of Ning Cheng's waist had been cut open, and only a faint trace remained. Luofei, I want to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce to the ground now. This is the best time to do so. Otherwise, it would have been difficult to find such an excuse. After Ning Cheng's injuries healed by 70 to 80%, he immediately wanted to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce to the ground. I'll go with you. Ji Luofei stood up. Although she felt very reassured about Ning Cheng, but if he left her line of sight to raise a Chamber of Commerce, she would still feel somewhat apprehensive in her heart. Ning Cheng gave Ji Luofei a hug and spoke in a soft voice, this time, I must have killed most of the experts from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. At this time, maybe the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce have already received the news and are ready to escape. You don't have to worry about me, but you should be careful. Remember, when I'm not around, the formation must be closed. I need to tidy up the place that I blasted out with my maximal fire divine ability. I'll be back in a while. The rings of the 11 powerhouses were also a considerable amount of wealth. Unfortunately, under Ning Cheng's maximal flame spiritual technique, most of them ended up exploding. Only a few of them managed to be collected by Ning Cheng. As one of the 12 major forces of the rootless Black City, the status of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce could be imagined. Therefore, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's residence was located in the most prosperous central city district of the rootless Black City. The top of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's residence was covered in flashes of lightning all year round. This lightning was left behind by the most powerful expert in the history of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Shui Ren. When the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce suffered an attack, these thunder lights would then take the initiative to form a thunder array to counter the attacker. This principle was similar to the serial killing array that Ning Cheng had arranged in his residence, which gave him the home advantage. Shui Ren possessed a thunder spiritual root and had an extremely powerful cultivation. He was once the #1 expert in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Strictly speaking, the first association head of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce should have been Shui Ren. However, in order to pursue a higher cultivation level, he left earlier and went to the distant starry sky world. Since Pu Leng's group of 11 had been annihilated, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was naturally the first to know about it. However, no one dared to go to the North City district to find Ning Cheng to settle accounts. Pu Leng was a powerful person, and even 11 of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's top-notch experts had gone together. Yet, all of them ended up dead at the hands of Ning Cheng. If they went, it would be no different from sending vegetables to their deaths. At this time, inside the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, dozens of people sat in a large hall, all of them with grim expressions, filled with worry. Don't look at their numbers, however, the highest cultivation among them was only at the Crucible Transformation 5th level. Even if these cultivators gathered together, a life-plundering realm cultivator would be able to kill them all. This Ning Cheng is extremely bold. If I didn't guess it wrong, he would have come here sooner or later. A female cultivator stood up and spoke. She was planning to run away. With the experts from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce completely annihilated, these people would not be able to hold on for even a quarter of an hour. That should be impossible, right? The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was located in the Central City District, yet he dared to attack the Central City District? Even if my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce didn't come forward, those patrolling guards wouldn't have let him do anything. Besides, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's thunder is not something that just anyone can withstand. Another Crucible Transformation cultivator immediately retorted. Apparently, although he was worried about the association head, he thought that Ning Cheng would not dare to come over. The female cultivator coldly spoke up, "Do you think that this is a matter of courage? If he was timid, would he dare to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven's stone? If the association head and the others really had an accident, do you think that anyone would speak up for the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce? Tell me, why didn't anyone stop my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce from going to the North City District? That is because of strength. If the other party came here without anyone stopping him, it would be a very normal thing. It's all about strength." After the female cultivator finished, she turned around and left the hall in just a moment. Everyone turned silent. Although there were many patrolling guards in the rootless Black City, they were all composed of the 12 major forces. If the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce lost its strength, then it obviously could not be regarded as one of the 12 major forces. Of course, no one would come forward to help them. The reality of the people in this place was absolutely bare. Several other cultivators also stood up. From the looks of it, they also intended to leave the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station just like the female cultivator. Boom! All the cultivators in the hall felt a burst of tremors. It felt as if the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building would collapse at any moment. Endless thunder lights overflowed from the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, forming a dense silver thunder rain line. Even inside the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, one could feel the endless thunder lights. "He's here." A sea-opening realm cultivator spoke up with a trembling voice. Almost at the same time, another roar erupted. This time, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building shook even more violently. At this time, everyone in the hall quickly stood up, while several people rushed out in a hurry. Looking at their appearances, they obviously did not want to stop the person who came to attack the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Instead, they wanted to escape just like the female cultivator from before. The people who stayed behind also looked at each other. No one took the initiative to go out and fight. At this time, everyone understood that since the other party could attack a second time, it meant that the thunder light shield on the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building could not affect him. A few more cultivators quickly rushed out of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Just like the cultivators who left in front of them, no one tried to stop the person attacking the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Everyone just wanted to escape. Naturally, the one who came to deal with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was Ning Cheng. To deal with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ning Cheng did not hesitate to directly attack the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's main building. Once he raised the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would definitely be removed from the rootless Black City. The thunder light source on the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, under Ning Cheng's attack, immediately erupted with countless lightning arcs. These lightning arcs wrapped around the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Ning Cheng also had a thunder spiritual root. Not only that, but he also had the everlasting Blue Thunder City. Even if Ning Cheng did not bring out the everlasting Blue Thunder City, the damage caused by these lightning arcs was negligible. Although these endless lightning arcs could not harm Ning Cheng, the cultivators who escaped from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce suffered heavy casualties. Nearly 70% of the cultivators died under these lightning arcs, while 20% of the cultivators suffered minor or severe injuries. Only 10% of the cultivators rushed towards Ning Cheng's side. However, Ning Cheng killed all the cultivators who rushed towards him, causing them to fall to the foot of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Ning Cheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the Central City District was similar to Pu Leng's attack on Ning Cheng's immortal cave. No one came out to speak, nor did anyone help. Because of the attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, it caused a large number of lightning arcs to shoot out in all directions, causing the entire street to turn quiet. At this moment, all the cultivators hid inside their houses. They all used their spiritual consciousness to monitor the process of Ning Cheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. However, none of them dared to come out. Even the many guards in the Central City District could not see anyone's shadow. However, in the distance, a few guards used a crystal ball to record Ning Cheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. In a conference hall not far from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, a dozen cultivators were discussing something. Compared to when Pu Leng attacked Ning Cheng's immortal cave, no one asked anything. What they discussed was whether or not they should join forces to kill Ning Cheng. Facing such a powerful attack from Ning Cheng, the ordinary guards in the city would definitely not be enough. We have to deal with him. Otherwise, if any random person came to the Central City District and destroyed a chamber of commerce, how could the entire rootless Black City maintain any semblance of order? This kind of newcomer who just came here dared to act so arrogantly. If we don't kill him, it would not reflect the prestige of our rootless Black City. A white-haired old man stood up in anger and spoke while waving his hand. However, no one stood up to echo his words. This fellow was Mao Shuxuan of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. The Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce and Ning Cheng also had a grudge. Moreover, Ning Cheng had killed Cecile of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. As for what Mao Shuxuan said about not reflecting the prestige of the rootless Black City, it was simply nonsense. As for why Ning Cheng wanted to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, everyone already knew the reason behind it. Which Chamber of Commerce would be willing to take the initiative to offend such a powerful person? As for the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, they already had a grudge against Ning Cheng. As such, no one was willing to take the lead. However, everyone thought that Mao Shuxuan was right about one thing, that is, Ning Cheng, this new cultivator, was just too arrogant. How long had it been since he arrived, yet he had already offended both the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. If he lived in the rootless Black City for 8 to 10 years, how many forces would he have to clash with? Some of the people whose strength was not as good as the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce were already thinking about whether or not they should restrain their own people and try not to clash with Ning Cheng. Boom! An explosion erupted, causing everyone's feet to shake. Mao Shuxuan, who was still trying to persuade everyone to join forces to deal with Ning Cheng, suddenly stopped his words. He knew that any more persuasion would be useless. The huge tremors a moment ago indicated that Ning Cheng had destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's main building, which meant that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had been destroyed. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had indeed been destroyed. Ning Cheng had killed 90% of the elite cultivators of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Even if they managed to escape, apart from the Crucible Transformation 8th level cultivator who used a talisman to escape, the rest were just some small fries. Standing above the ruins of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ning Cheng did not leave. He was the one who destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Even the Chamber of Commerce's main building was flattened by him. In the Central City District, every inch of land was worth its weight in gold. As such, he did not want his spoils of war to end up in someone else's hands. Even if he did not know if anyone would take the initiative to find him again to avenge the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ning Cheng still began to arrange an array formation. He arranged the simplest encirclement array formation, which completely encircled the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's land. Then, he used the array formation to engrave a huge sign and placed it above the ruins of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. There were only 4 words on the sign: for sale. Chapter 461. Su Liangji sat calmly on the second floor of the rootless Black City's trade union. No one knew what he was thinking. Just a moment ago, he had received the exact news that the matter between Ning Cheng and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had a direct relationship with him. 6 years ago, he had seen a crucible transformation female cultivator called Yan Ji at the receiving heaven's stone. That Yan Ji, even if placed in an ordinary continent, would have been a peerless beauty, not to mention in this desolate place like the void. Naturally, he had taken a fancy to Yan Ji at first glance. Gokong Yeshan of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, in order to help him, had teamed up with the guards of the city master's mansion to force Yan Ji out of the receiving heaven's stone. It was at that time that hatred was formed. Currently, the battle between the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and Ning Cheng had already dissipated. Even the association master Pu Leng and the Chamber of Commerce's other plundering life realm expert, Si Pingxian, had both died. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station building had been razed to the ground by Ning Cheng and hung up a "for sale" sign. At the same time, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's merchant house and rest stop in the rootless Black City had all fled. Ning Cheng had also sealed off these sites and hung up the "for sale" sign. During the entire process, no one stopped them. Although the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce's deputy association master desperately asked everyone to work together to deal with Ning Cheng, they all responded. 6 years ago, Gokong Yeshan, as an accomplice, was killed. Gokong Yeshan's Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce also ended up dead. However, he, the main culprit, was still safe and sound. Su Liangji was not an idiot. He absolutely did not believe that Ning Cheng did not come looking for him because of fear. A person who could destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce obviously would not fear him, a junior city master. Su Liangji was not an idiot like Pu Leng and directly went to Ning Cheng's immortal cave in the North City district. He was not arrogant enough to think that his power was greater than the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Once he dared to attack Ning Cheng's immortal cave, it would be the same as the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, giving others an excuse. The reason why he could sit on equal footing with Pu Ling in the rootless Black City was not because of his own strength, but because of his father, Su Kai, and the strength of the city master's mansion. Su Liangji did not know for how long he had been sitting, but he finally stood up and spoke. "For the time being, we will go back to the city master's mansion." Everyone living in the rootless Black City knew that something big had happened in the city. That is, a newly arrived cultivator by the name of Ning Cheng, who single-handedly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, he also took over the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's territory. This move had not been approved by anyone. Although the land in the middle of the city was expensive, and was difficult to purchase, but in the territory of Ning City, no one dared to buy it. Similarly, no one went to find trouble with Ning Cheng, nor did they try to snatch away Ning Cheng's territory. Everyone in the city was talking about it. Everyone in the city knew what was going on. This matter might have ended with Ning Cheng destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, or it might have only just begun. Those who were familiar with the cause of this matter knew very well that this matter was not truly over. With Ning Cheng's vengeful personality, he would definitely not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and spare his main enemy, Su Liangji. As long as one remained within the rootless Black City, no one would ignore the rootless Black City's city master mansion. Within the rootless Black City, the most mysterious person, and also the most powerful person, was the city master of the rootless Black City, Su Kai. Su Kai had been in seclusion for hundreds of years, however, it was not that he did not appear. 40 years ago, a monk came to the rootless Black City. This monk, for some unknown reason, unexpectedly killed Su Liangji in the rootless Black City. As a result, Su Kai immediately came out of seclusion. Not only did he manage to save Su Liangji's life essence in the shortest possible time, he also chased after the monk from the rootless Black City and killed him in the void. After that, Su Kai helped Su Liangji rebuild his corporeal body before going into seclusion once again. Although this matter looked trivial, no one dared to ignore it. That monk was a powerhouse in the plundering life realm, otherwise, he would not have been able to kill Su Liangji, who had many guards protecting him. Such a powerhouse in the plundering life realm left the rootless Black City and entered the void, yet Su Kai still managed to catch and kill him. Therefore, even if Su Kai never showed his face, as long as he was still in the rootless Black City, the city master's mansion within the rootless Black City would still be the most powerful place in this place. Now that Su Liangji of the rootless Black City had not taken any action, Ning Cheng also did not take the initiative to look for Su Liangji. Everyone was waiting for this matter to come to an end, only then would they dare to buy Ning Cheng's territory. Within the rootless Black City's city master's mansion, Su Liangji had gathered almost all the powerhouses who could afford to take action. Junior City Master, do we still have to go into the void to look for the Black Essence Stone Mine? The one who spoke was a Crucible Transformation 7th level guard besides Su Liangji. He had followed Su Liangji for decades and had always been loyal to him. What's your opinion? Su Liangji faintly glanced at the guard and asked. The guard hesitated for a moment before speaking. I think that Ning Cheng is too arrogant. If we go out, we might end up being followed by this person. Do you think I'm afraid of that Ning Cheng? Su Liangji's tone remained flat. The guard quickly spoke up in fear. No, how can my city master's mansion fear a puny sea opening realm cultivator? My thinking is that it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm afraid that you want me to leave the rootless Black City and continue digging for the Black Essence Stone Mine, right? Ah. Su Liangji ignored the guard and tapped his fingers on the tea table in front of him before speaking up in a casual tone. 40 years ago, a person by the name of Monk Shen destroyed my corporeal body. My father killed that Monk Shen. The guard remained bowed as he listened to the words of the junior city master in front of him. At this point, Su Liangji suddenly raised his head and looked at the guard before asking, Shen Zimo, after your master destroyed my corporeal body, I still kept you by my side all these years. Do you know why? Hearing Su Liangji's words, the guard's expression changed and subconsciously took a few steps back. However, he did not show any signs of being at a loss. Since the other party had mentioned his name, it meant that his matter had long since been exposed. You don't have to do anything. With your cultivation, you don't even have half a chance in this place. If I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't even need to lift my little finger. Su Liangji spoke out calmly. The guard suddenly raised his hand and grabbed a black lamp before speaking up in a cold voice, Su Liangji, you already knew that I was Monk Shen's disciple. He did not make a move. He knew that Su Liangji did not lie to him. This place was filled with Su Liangji's guards. With his cultivation at Crucible Transformation 7th level, he would not be able to stir up any waves. Su Liangji stood up and unexpectedly turned his back to Shen Zimo. I have offended a lot of people. Keeping you by my side is to remind me to always be vigilant. Fortunately, I have done a good job over the years. At least those who wanted me dead have already turned into bones. Therefore, I should thank you for your contribution. Su Liangji looked back at Shen Zimo and spoke in a serious tone. Shen Zimo's complexion immediately turned pale. He finally understood that his scheming was not on the same level as this Su Liangji in front of him. For decades, he turned out to be someone else's stepping stone, a whetstone. It was a pity that he had always been looking for opportunities for revenge. Knowing that he no longer had a chance, Shen Zimo no longer bothered to argue. He raised the black lamp in his hand and shot it towards his glabella. A red-colored ribbon swept over, directly wrapping around Shen Zimo's wrist, preventing Shen Zimo's black lamp from hitting his glabella. Su Liangji, you beast, if you want to kill me, then come at me. Let's see if this Grandpa Shen will even frown. Shen Zimo roared in anger. Su Liangji once again sat down and spoke with a faint smile, why would I want to kill you? I've raised you for so many years, why would I suddenly kill you? It's a pity. Not only will I not kill you, but I will also ask you to do me a favor. Go to Ning Cheng and make peace. As long as he is willing to stop, it doesn't matter if I suffer a loss. He likes beautiful women, and I also like beautiful women. I still have a few beautiful female cultivators here that I have yet to touch. If he wants, I can give them to him at any time. You want me to help you make peace? Shin Zimo looked at Su Liangji in a daze. He felt sure that something was wrong with this matter, however, he could not pinpoint what was wrong. That's right, I want you to help me make peace. Ning Cheng can destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, which means that he possesses formidable strength. I hope that he can replace the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in establishing a foothold in the rootless Black City. Also, tell him that the Black Essence Stone mine that we found contained a total of 10 billion black coins. As long as he is willing, half of the Black Essence Stone mine here will belong to him. Su Liangji spoke in a genial tone, without even the slightest hint of coercion. Shin Zimo could not help but shudder. He suddenly felt that it was a tragedy for him to live and fight against such a person. North City District, Ning Cheng's courtyard. Since the explosion, it had remained quiet. Until now, no one had come to disturb them. Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei had already made up their minds to leave the rootless Black City at any time. The only reason why they did not leave was that they did not have a foothold in the void. Another reason was that Ning Cheng knew that as long as he had enough strength, destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would not be a big deal. At this time, Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei were in the middle of a discussion in the courtyard. Ji Luofei had already taken care of the crater created by Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng had also sorted out all the spoils of war. Together with the few crucible transformation cultivators that he had killed, he managed to obtain a total of 13 million black coins. Unfortunately, the rings of Pu Leng and several other important cultivators had already collapsed. As such, he could not obtain any of them. As for the rest of the weapons, Ning Cheng did not even look at them. Hey, this fellow's courage is not small. He even dared to come to my place. Ning Cheng suddenly spoke with a sneer. Ji Luofei quickly asked, who is it? It's that Crucible Transformation 8th level cultivator who escaped from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. He came here using a method to conceal himself. However, under the protection of our Immortal Cave's defensive array, wanting to conceal himself is just a dream. I believe that since this fellow could escape from 11 people, he should not be so stupid. Ning Cheng spoke with a smile. Ji Luofei was just about to ask again when she heard a voice, Yen Fu has come to see Brother Ning. Chapter 462. So your name is Yen Fu. Come in. Ning Cheng's voice reached Yen Fu's ears, and then in front of Yen Fu's eyes, a passage suddenly appeared in the foggy courtyard. As soon as Yen Fu entered this passageway, the Sihiyuan's defense array was closed again. Ning Cheng had a very deep impression of this Crucible Transformation 8th level cultivator in front of him. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, along with Pu Leng, had a total of 11 people. Among these 11 people, even 2 plundering life realm cultivators were killed by his array formation. However, Yen Fu, who did not have a high cultivation, managed to persist until the end. He even managed to escape using an escape talisman when there was only a sliver of opportunity. Now that Yen Fu came here again, Ning Cheng did not think that he was looking for death. This kind of person would definitely value his own life very much. He would definitely not come here to die for no reason. After Yen Fu entered the living room, he saw Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei sitting there, and quickly raised his hand to wipe his face. His appearance immediately changed to that of a middle-aged man. His eyes were not big, and his appearance was very ordinary. He was the kind of person who would be lost in a crowd. Ning Cheng knew that this was Yen Fu's true appearance. Yen Fu's approach was to show that he came here without any malice, and was honest. Yen Fu greets Brother Ning. Yen Fu did not mention even half a word about the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. After coming in, he politely cupped his fists and greeted Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng nodded. Strictly speaking, Brother Yen and I are enemies. I don't know why Brother Yen dares to come to my place. Are you not afraid of death? Yen Fu did not show even half a shred of worry, and spoke in a stern tone, Brother Ning, we are not enemies. From the beginning to the end, I have never regarded Brother Ning as an enemy. Brother Ning should also know that I, a rogue cultivator, would have to join a force if I wanted to obtain greater benefits in the rootless Black City. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce is not my faction, it is just a place that I worked with. Now that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce has disappeared, I am still me and have nothing to do with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. The reason why I came here today is to look for Brother Ning to cooperate. Brother Ning should also know that when I came to your mansion that day, I was protecting myself from beginning to end, and had never attacked even half a step. If Brother Ning is not willing to cooperate, then I will immediately leave. If Elder Brother Ning feels that you have to kill me before you are satisfied, then I will admit that I have misjudged people, and will not blame others. Ning Cheng had to admit that Yen Fu was a very good talker. He did not continue to entangle himself in such meaningless things, as he pointed to the bench next to him and spoke, "In that case, Brother Yen, please take a seat." After Yen Fu sat down, Ning Cheng asked, "I don't know what Brother Yen wants to cooperate with me for." Brother Ning should know why Pu Leng and Su Yangji came back this time, right? Because we really did find a huge yuan mine. Ning Cheng interrupted Yen Fu's words and spoke, "Is it the Black Essence Stone Mine?" Yen Fu cupped his fists towards Ning Cheng and spoke, "If it were a Black Essence Stone Mine, then I would not have come here to embarrass myself. What we found wasn't a Black Essence Stone Mine, but a Blue Essence Stone Mine." "Blue Essence Stone?" Ning Cheng asked in doubt. Yen Fu nodded, "Yes, Blue Essence Stone." In the rootless Black City, there was no circulation of blue coins. However, in the endless starry skies, the value of blue coins far surpasses that of black coins. A blue coin can be exchanged for 100 black coins. Ning Cheng immediately felt moved. He had just arrived at the rootless Black City, as such, there were still a lot of things that he did not know. However, he believed in Yen Fu's words. Even the currency on Earth had a nominal value. Previously, when he saw that all the black coins were denominated in 1 unit, he found it a bit strange. It turned out that there were also blue coins. Thinking of this, he quickly asked, "Brother Yen, since there are blue coins, is there a higher grade currency?" Yen Fu spoke up, "Naturally, in the endless starry skies, currency is the most direct means of circulation. Unlike spirit stones, this thing can only be used by cultivators. I heard that in the endless starry skies, in addition to cultivators, there are also powerful technological martial artists, special ability users, starry skies." Speaking until here, Yen Fu took a slight breath before continuing, "All kinds of forces exist in the starry skies of the universe. Each of these forces, when cultivated to the extreme, would be able to move unhindered across the entire world. It's just that my cultivation is too low, and I have not heard much about it from others. As such, I am not very clear about many things." When he saw the 5-star battle disc sifting orchid, Ning Cheng already had a hunch in his heart. Now that he listened to Yen Fu's words, he still felt extremely shocked. The vast starry skies of the universe really was not as simple as he had imagined. Yen Fu saw that Ning Cheng seemed to be shocked by his words and did not continue. Instead, he once again returned to the previous topic and spoke, "The reason I came to Brother Ning is to tell Brother Ning about the location of the Blue Essence Stone Mine. If I am not mistaken, the Blue Essence Stone Mine is worth at least hundreds of millions of blue coins, which is equivalent to tens of billions of black coins." Ning Cheng had already completely calmed down. He showed a faint smile and spoke, "Brother Yen, I believe what you said, but what is the use of believing it? Can the two of us obtain these blue essence stones with our strength? The two of us certainly cannot obtain it, but Brother Ning, you are an expert in the Tao of array formations. You can go ahead and arrange some array formations." Yen Fu spoke up in a calm voice. Ning Cheng instantly understood Yen Fu's meaning. With the character of the rootless Black City's junior city master, once he discovered the Blue Essence Stone Mine, he would definitely go there. Yen Fu's meaning was to wait for Su Yangji to completely open up the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Only then would he activate the array formations, kill all these people, and then collect the blue essence stones. This Yan Fu truly was a ruthless person. Just for a few blue essence stones, he would kill them all. However, Ning Cheng could not be like Yan Fu. He still had his own bottom line. He could kill the people from the rootless Black City's city master's mansion without any pressure. After all, if he did not kill others, then others would definitely kill him. Just like how he destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, if he did not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, then it would only be a matter of time before others killed it. Therefore, he did not feel even half a shred of psychological burden. It was just like a war between two armies, whoever killed the other side's people would not feel any burden. Moreover, the cultivators in Su Liangji's team were all people like him, struggling to survive in the rootless Black City. Using these people to dig up the ores, and then killing them all, Ning Cheng had to admit that he could not do it. "You told me this, how much do you want from it?" Ning Cheng's tone did not show much excitement. Feeling Ning Cheng's tone, Yan Fu suddenly felt a little nervous in his heart. He had thought that no matter who it was, they would not remain indifferent to something that was worth tens of billions of black coins. However, this Ning Cheng in front of him still remained calm, which made him unable to understand what Ning Cheng was thinking. "I only want 1/10 of it. If you think it's too much, then I can continue to ask for less." From the moment he came in until now, Yan Fu felt a lack of confidence. Ning Cheng calmly spoke up, "I'm different from you. If people do not offend me, then I will not offend them. The rootless Black City's junior city master killed my friend and drove my friend into the void. As such, I must kill him. As for those people brought by Su Liangji, I do not have any direct hatred towards them. My hands will not be stained with this kind of blood." Yan Fu remained silent. He had never seen a cultivator like Ning Cheng. He even thought that Ning Cheng was lying to him. In this place, what kind of moral cleanliness was there? He felt sure that among the 10,000 cultivators in the rootless Black City, as long as there was a pile of benefits in front of them, 9,900 of them would not hesitate to take action. If Ning Cheng did not agree with him, then he might not even be able to keep his life today. Ning Cheng said that if people did not offend him, then he would not offend them. However, as a member of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, he had already offended Ning Cheng. Yan Fu only hesitated for a moment before taking out a jade strip and handing it to Ning Cheng. This jade strip contains the location of the Void Blue Essence Mine. Ning Cheng took the jade strip and scanned it with his spiritual consciousness before speaking up, "From now on, we don't owe each other anything. I will go and snatch the blue essence stone. If you want to go, I will not stop you. This kind of thing belongs to whoever manages to grab it. Many thanks." Yan Fu cupped his fists towards Ning Cheng before quickly walking out. When he reached the door, he suddenly turned around and spoke, "Brother Ning, there is one more thing that I want to tell you. Su Liangji is definitely not just a mindless lecher. He is also a very scheming person. Moreover, I heard that his father, Su Kai, is about to advance once again." After Yan Fu walked out of the courtyard, Ning Cheng once again assembled the array formation. He was still thinking about Yan Fu's words. Whether it was about the various capable people in the universe's starry skies or the blue essence stone mine, Ning Cheng felt that it was a very important piece of information. "Dear, that person just reminded us that the person surnamed Su should not be simple. Isn't his father a cultivator in the plundering life realm? If he advances once again..." Even Ji Luofei's tone was filled with worry. "As long as he has not advanced from the plundering life realm, I have nothing to fear. I forgot to ask Yan Fu a moment ago. What is the realm after the plundering life realm, alas?" Ning Cheng gave out a sigh. He was not afraid of Su Kai advancing beyond the plundering life realm, but sighed at his own lack of understanding. At this moment, another voice arrived from outside the courtyard. "City Master's mansion Shinzimo has come to pay a visit to Brother Ning." Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei looked at each other in a strange manner. What day was it today? Yan Fu of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had just arrived, and now someone from the City Master's mansion had arrived. One had to know that these two places had a grudge against him. Ning Qing opened the array formation and let the cultivator called Shinzimo come in. Shinzimo looked like he only had the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 7th level, with a square face and big ears. However, his body carried a trace of death chi. Ning Qing was very clear that there were not many cultivators who could see Shinzimo's death chi, however, he happened to be one of them. Because he had an origin aura, death chi, and origin aura had something in common, which Ning Qing could see with a single glance. I have no dealings with the City Master's mansion, nor do I know anyone from the City Master's mansion. I don't know why you came looking for me. Ning Qing motioned Shinzimo to sit down and spoke up in a calm tone. I came here on orders. Junior City Master values Brother Ning's ability a lot and wants to invite Brother Ning to the void to look for the Black Essence Stone Mine. He promised that both sides would split it in half. While Shinzimo was still talking, Ning Qing had already walked over, raised his hand and grabbed Shinzimo's wrist. With Shinzimo's cultivation, although he was not an opponent against Ning Qing, it would still be easy for him to stop Ning Qing from grabbing his wrist. However, Ning Qing did not do such a thing and continued to talk about all the conditions put forward by Su Liangji. Even if Yan Fu had not arrived, Ning Qing would not have believed that Su Liangji would beg him for mercy. Not to mention that Yan Fu had reminded him that Su Liangji was not as simple as he looked on the surface. Coupled with the death chi coming from Shinzimo, how could he believe that Su Liangji would beg him for mercy? Chapter 463. When Ning Qing grabbed Shinzimo's wrist, but Shinzimo did not resist, Ning Qing immediately understood that there was something wrong with Shinzimo. With the cultivation of Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness and his attainments in restrictions, his spiritual consciousness only needed to circulate through Shinzimo's meridians for a bit before he understood what was going on. Shinzimo unexpectedly had a soul restriction within his body. Even if Ning Cheng wanted to remove this soul restriction, it would still be somewhat difficult. The person who placed this kind of soul restriction could know everything that Shinzimo was thinking, and even know everything that Shinzimo said and did in the outside world. This Shinzimo was definitely not a subordinate of Junior City Master Su Liangji, otherwise, the other party would not have placed such a vicious restriction on his body. Ning Qing retracted his hand and returned to his seat. He did not try to shield the other party's soul restriction. If it wasn't for the fact that Zhang Xian's strength far surpassed the other party would be able to sense it with just a slight movement. Shinzimo acted as if he did not know about any of this, and still calmly took out a void directional jade strip and handed it to Ning Cheng before speaking. This is what Junior City Master asked me to give to you. If Brother Ning is willing to cooperate, we can meet at this place. Whoever gets here first will wait here. After Shinzimo finished, he directly stood up, cupped his fists towards Ning Cheng, and turned around to leave. Ning Cheng frowned, while his spiritual consciousness continued to fall onto Shinzimo's body. Shinzimo had a deathly aura on him, and he was also under a soul restriction. Logically speaking, he wouldn't be willing to help the young city lord. Why didn't he say anything bad about the young city lord from the beginning until the end? Could it be that the soul restriction on his body was not placed by the young city lord? If that wasn't the case, why would he want her to investigate? In fact, when Shinzimo realized that he had already been seen through by Su Liangji, he immediately understood that Su Liangji definitely had some kind of restriction placed on his body that he was not aware of. He left the Castellan mansion and searched for a long time on the way to Ning City, but he didn't find any restrictions. But just when he was about to die, he suddenly felt a restriction. This was actually a soul restriction. In other words, all his thoughts, all his words, and even his actions could be spied on. Shinzimo sighed inwardly, so he did not resist. He did not say anything to persuade Ning Cheng, he did not even think about it. Su Yang was intelligent enough to know all of his thoughts, so why should he still do useless work? Since this Ning Cheng could destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the rootless Black City, then presumably he was not a simple person. He didn't continue thinking about it. He knew that all his thoughts could be spied on. What he did not expect was that the trace of death qi that he had suddenly sprouted was immediately perceived by Ning Qing. Because Ning Qing discovered this trace of death qi, he ended up learning about the soul restriction placed on his body. After Shen Zimo left, Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei discussed for a bit before Ji Luofei and Yi Zhuzhu entered the miniature world. As for Ning Qing himself, he completely sealed up his array formation, while simultaneously hanging up the closed-door cultivation sign. Using the twin wings of the heavenly clouds to teleport, he silently left his immortal cave. No matter what Su Liangji wanted, Ning Qing had to accept it. The idea of killing Su Liangji in his heart was much more urgent than Su Liangji wanting to kill him. As for Su Liangji's plea for peace, he simply did not take it to heart. He was sure that the other party wouldn't do that, and he also knew that the other party didn't expect him to believe him. What he was thinking about was the location mentioned in the Jade Strip. Since Su Liangji dared to set this location, it meant that there was definitely a problem with this place. After leaving the rootless Black City, Ning Qing did not go to the location of the Jade Strip given to him by Su Liangji. No matter what the other party thought, whether the Jade Strip given to him was real or fake, he did not intend to go there. In Ning Cheng's view, his purpose was to kill Su Liangji and obtain the Blue Essence Stone. Since the location given to him by Su Liangji did not help him achieve his goal, then why would he go there? To kill Su Liangji, all he needed to do was to set up an ambush on the path that Su Liangji had to pass through. Since Ning Qing wanted to go to the location of the Blue Essence Stone mine, then Su Liangji might be a schemer. However, he also had his own advantages, which was to deal with the ever-changing situation. In any case, Su Liangji would never know that he had the Jade Strip with the location of the Blue Essence Stone mine. Unless Yan Fu and Su Liangji joined forces to deal with him. However, Ning Qing believed that he would not make a mistake. Yan Fu coming to find him definitely had nothing to do with Su Liangji. It was completely a personal act. The Jade Strip given to him by Yan Fu was very clear, and even contained the best safe route. Although Ning Qing did not have a large void ship, he had the small twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Facing all kinds of dangers in the void, he could always avoid them by relying on the flexibility of the twin wings of the heavenly clouds and the formidable spiritual consciousness. In the beginning, his twin wings of the heavenly clouds would occasionally get scratched by the void blade lights, but later on, he became even more flexible. Shuttling back and forth between the void blade lights and even the meteorite flows, it was extremely fast. After shuttling through the void for a few days, even if he occasionally deviated from the safest route, he would not fall into the endless dangers of the void. On the 11th day, Ning Qing finally stopped. This place was a fixed meteorite land in the void, just like a small island in the sea. This island had a radius of about 100 miles, but because of the void turbulence surrounding it, it was bound to this space. This kind of broken land bound to a specific space in the void, was also known as a void island. There were many void islands in the endless void, some of them would move away after a long time, some of them would be destroyed by meteorites, while some of them would remain in a fixed place. The receiving heaven's stone was a typical void island that was fixed in a fixed position by a natural array formation. The reason why Ning Qing wanted to stop here was because Yan Fu's Jade Strip clearly stated it. On the way to the Blue Essence Stone mine, the void ship would stop at 7 stops, with this island being the second stop. As long as Su Liangji went to the Blue Essence Stone mine, he would definitely stop here. Because of this, Ning Qing chose this place to arrange the array formation. This place would be the burial place of Su Liangji. Su Liangji might have many cultivators with him, as such, Ning Qing did not feel that killing Su Liangji would be difficult. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce that attacked his immortal cave only had 11 cultivators. Because he wanted to kill all of them, it would be extremely difficult. This time, he only wanted to kill Su Liangji. As for whether the others lived or died, he simply did not care about it. What's more, even if Su Liangji's cultivation was powerful, he was still just a crucible transformation cultivator. Within the rootless Black City's City Master Mansion, Junior City Master Su Liangji frowned. Although Shinzimo knew that he had a restriction placed on him, he did not care about it. What he cared about was that Shinzimo actually passed on his words to Ning Cheng, without missing more than half a word. Moreover, he could not pry into Shinzimo's motives for acting so honestly. From this, it could be seen that this Shinzimo was not a complete idiot. Seeing Shinzimo walk in, Su Liangji subconsciously shuddered. Shinzimo arrived at Ning Cheng's immortal cave before learning about the restriction placed on him. However, he did not put up any resistance. It could only be said that his plan was only half realized. Junior City Master, that Shinzimo actually passed on his words honestly. Should we join up with the rest of the people to attack the door, or should we do something else? A Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator sitting next to Su Liangji cautiously asked after Shinzimo went out. For the time being, there is no need to attack the door. You should first look after Shinzimo. We will form a team of 100 Crucible Transformation cultivators and immediately head into the void to look for the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Speaking until here, Su Liangji seemed to have remembered something important and added with some eagerness, Chao Han, only the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and our City Master's mansion know about the Blue Essence Stone Mine. One of the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce managed to escape. Immediately find that person's whereabouts. We absolutely cannot let him expose the news about the Blue Essence Stone Mine to Ning Cheng. The Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator quickly stood up and spoke. Junior City Master, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and Ning Cheng are like fire and water. No matter who the person who escaped is, it is impossible for them to go back and inform Ning Cheng about this matter. Even if they wanted to, they would not dare to stay in the rootless Black City. Su Liangji gave a snort and spoke. Do you know what is the safest place? Let me tell you, the place that others think is the most dangerous, is actually the safest place. If I were the cultivator who escaped, I would definitely find a way to see that Ning Cheng again. At the very least, I would have to talk things out between the two sides. After all, the rootless Black City is only a small place. The more Su Liangji spoke, the more he felt that something was wrong. He suddenly stood up and spoke, increase the surveillance of Ning Cheng's immortal cave in the North City district. At the same time, immediately seal off the entire rootless Black City. From now on, every cultivator who leaves the city must know their identity and origin. Chapter 464. That's not right. Su Liangji once again stopped his words. Elder brother Ji, I think what you said is very likely. Why is it not right? This time it was a female cultivator who asked the question. At first glance, she looked very ordinary. However, when one looked closely, this female cultivator's figure was simply perfect to the extreme. Just by standing there, one could even see a curve. This was a woman who could set people on fire without even looking at her face. She had just finished speaking when she seemed to have thought of something, causing her face to reveal a trace of surprise. This woman was called Hong Luyen, and she was Su Liangji's favorite woman. She was also Su Liangji's most trusted advisor. Su Liangji spoke up in a dignified tone, you should have thought it through. That Ning Cheng killed Cecile, then destroyed the Silver Thunder rest stop on the receiving Heaven's Stone, and then destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Which one of those things was not carefully calculated? After he destroyed Cecile, did the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce come looking for him? If he had not destroyed the Silver Thunder rest stop, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce might have already come looking for him. However, he wanted to balance things out and give the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce another hope. Now that the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce has directly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce has no choice but to swallow this fly. Most likely, some people think that this person is acting recklessly. Daring to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the rootless Black City, it is simply courting death. In fact, is he courting death? The major forces within the rootless Black City are intertwined with each other. Only after my father comes out of seclusion would he be able to unify them. Otherwise, everyone would just be sweeping the snow in front of their own doors, which would definitely not lead to any major event. Therefore, I don't think he is acting recklessly. If he was acting recklessly, then the first person he would look for would not be the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, but me, Su Liangji. The hatred between him and me is the deepest. However, he did not even look for me in the future. He did not even kill Shinzimo. Just from this point alone, who would dare to say that he is acting recklessly and acting recklessly? Seeing everyone looking at him, Su Liangji spoke up in a cold voice, this kind of person would never sit around and wait for an opportunity. It looks like I underestimated him. If I am not wrong, he must have already left the rootless Black City. Maybe he is hiding somewhere waiting for me to come out. Then let's go tear down his grotto mansion now, another cultivator said. Hong Luyen looked speechlessly at the cultivator who spoke and said, if this person really left the cave, then as soon as we went to his cave, he would know that his ambush plan had failed. How can we find a chance to beat them at their own game? Lu Yen, can you guess if this Ning Qing really has such a plan, where would he set up the ambush? Su Liangji felt very satisfied with this woman of his. Hong Luyen smiled coquettishly. Elder brother Ji gave him a jade slip and asked him to wait at that place. If he really wanted to set up an ambush, it would definitely be on this road. Su Liangji nodded, that's right, there is a 60% chance that he is on this path. There were also two relatively small possibilities. One was that the fellow from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce who had escaped had already seen him. Moreover, he knew that I had to take the route to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, which was why he was waiting for me on the way to the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Of course, it is not impossible for him to temporarily leave the rootless Black City. With the help of Ji Luofei, Ning Qing quickly arranged the array formations. In just one day, he managed to arrange a huge entrapment formation. Next, he needed to arrange a killing formation within this entrapment formation. The entrapment formation would be used to trap the other cultivators, while the killing formation would be used to kill Su Liangji. As long as the entrapment formation could trap the other cultivators for a few breaths, Ning Qing felt confident that he could kill Su Liangji. As for killing Su Liangji, whether or not it would arouse Su Kai's anger, Ning Qing simply did not consider it. Hubby, do you think that young city lord will destroy our cave abode? Yen Fu said that his father is about to advance. With the strength of the city master's mansion, if he wants to destroy our cave, he would not even need to find an excuse. Ji Luofei spoke up while helping Ning Qing arrange the array flags. Ning Qing showed a smile, as soon as he makes a move on my cave, I would immediately know. Therefore, I guess that he would not dare to make a move on my cave. What's wrong? Seeing Ning Qing suddenly stop, Ji Luofei asked in doubt. That junior city master really does not need to find an excuse to make a move on my cave. He definitely sent Shinzimo to settle things with me to stabilize me. Moreover, the purpose of stabilizing me is to wait for the proper preparations before making a move on me. Since he wants to make a move on me, then why has he not made a move on my cave yet? It has been more than 10 days since we left the rootless Black City. Even the most complicated preparations would have been completed by now. Ning Qing frowned. If not for Luofei's reminder, he would not have thought of these details. Ji Luofei's heart also thumped, we have to be careful of that Su Liangji. I heard from Yen Fu that this person is very scheming and very cunning. No, we can't arrange an array formation ambush in this place. Ning Qing did not hesitate to start collecting the array formations. He had already delayed for a full day. Ji Luofei, while helping Ning Qing collect the array flags, asked, is there any problem? That's right. Whether Yen Fu colludes with Su Liangji or not, I cannot place my hopes on the path that Su Liangji must pass through. Even if he must pass through this place, I cannot arrange an array formation ambush in this place. I have never seen this Su Liangji before. Other than knowing that this person is lustful, I do not know anything else. Moreover, this person knows everything that I have done recently. I have already lost to him in this regard. If the other party guesses that I am on this path, we would both die. Ning Cheng, under Ji Luofei's reminder, immediately sobered up a lot. He suddenly felt that Shin Zimo had influenced him. Even if Shin Zimo did not say a word, he had already arranged everything according to the jade strip given to him by Shin Zimo. Since Su Liangji was not a simple character, who could be sure that the other party did not think that he had already left the immortal cave and set up a trap on the way to the Blue Essence Stone Mine? In just a short time, Ning Cheng had finished collecting all the array formations. "Where are we going now?" Ji Luofei asked. Ning Cheng gave out a sigh. "I missed the best place to arrange the trap. If I could have thought of this earlier, I would have arranged it in the void just after we left the city." Even if that Su Liangji was cautious, he would never have thought that I would arrange a trap in the void not far from the rootless Black City. Unfortunately, it is already too late. I'm sure that Su Liangji has already left the rootless Black City. However, I still have 2 places to arrange the trap. I don't believe that I cannot kill this fellow. Where? According to the route provided by Yen Fu in the Jade Strip, from the rootless Black City to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, there are a total of 7 void islands. According to my previous thoughts, I would have chosen to arrange the trap in one of the 7 void islands. If I were replaced by Su Liangji, I would have also thought that my opponent would do the same. However, I don't want to do that. Instead, I will arrange the trap in the void just after we left the 7th void island, or at a place close to the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Ning Cheng showed a sneer. Others might find it difficult to arrange a trap and kill a ray formation in the void, but for him, arranging a trap and kill a ray formation in the void was not a difficult task. When he was trapped in the Blue Cave, he had already studied the void balancing array formation for decades. The only thing that worried Ning Cheng was that once the array formation trapped the void ship, how could he rush into the void ship and kill Su Liangji in the shortest time possible? Because if he dragged it out for even a little longer, he might lose the initiative. In the void outside the rootless Black City, the City Master's Mansion's junior City Master Su Liangji sat on a huge void ship. In front of him stood a late-stage crucible transformation cultivator, the person he had sent out to investigate. "Junior City Master, on the way from the rootless Black City to the location of the Jade Strip we left for Ning Cheng, we did not find any entrapment formations or traps." The late-stage crucible transformation cultivator respectfully reported the results of his investigation to Su Liangji. Su Liangji frowned and spoke up after a while, "Don't worry about that road. Arrange for someone to investigate the void route to the Blue Essence Stone Mine. The 7 void islands need to be carefully checked for any traces of concealment array formations. This time, array formation masters will be the main scouts. If there are any, don't alarm the other party and just come back and report to me directly. In case of alerting the other party, make sure to keep an eye on him and not let him escape." Ning Cheng, who had blatantly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, was a cultivator who would seek revenge for the smallest grievance. Su Liangji believed that this person would never escape for no reason. In other words, in his heart, the chances of Ning Cheng escaping the rootless Black City alone were very small. Similarly, he also believed that Ning Cheng had definitely left the rootless Black City. The speed of the void ship traveling through the void was only slightly faster compared to Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds. However, this was also due to Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds being of a lower grade. Moreover, Ning Cheng could not use the twin wings of the heavenly clouds smoothly in the void. Once Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds upgraded once again, Ning Cheng would become more proficient in using the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. At that time, an ordinary void ship would never be able to catch up to the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Even if the twin wings of the heavenly clouds were slower than the void ship, the flexibility of the void ship would still be far inferior compared to the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Because of Ning Cheng's sudden change of mind, Su Liangji spent more than a month traveling through the first 7 void islands. Naturally, he did not obtain even the slightest harvest. "Big Brother Ji, I guess that Ning Cheng should have already left. He must be afraid of Sir City Master." After leaving the 7th void island, the enchanting woman, who had been following Su Liangji, spoke up. Su Liangji also nodded. I didn't expect that I would really overestimate this fellow. Since he has already left, he would definitely die sooner or later. If he does not return to the rootless Black City, he would never be able to enter the cosmic starry sky world. Once my father comes out of seclusion, even if he was 10 times more powerful, he would still have to die. Although he said those words, Su Liangji also felt relieved in his heart. In fact, Ning Cheng, who had single-handedly destroyed the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, was something that he had always felt afraid of. After the Void ship left the 7th Void Island, it finally reached the location of the Blue Essence Stone Mine. In just 3 days, a huge black suspended mountain range appeared in front of the Void ship. From time to time, this mountain range would give off a faint blue light. Stop, the Blue Essence Stone Mine is in front of us. We cannot go any further. With a shout, the Void ship stopped not far from this huge suspended mountain range. Chapter 465. Everyone, you didn't hear wrongly just now. This isn't a Black Essence Stone Mine, but a Blue Essence Stone Mine. However, this Blue Essence Stone Mine was very difficult to obtain. Moreover, there was a swarm of void exploding golden wasps in this place. The power of the void explosive golden wasps, I don't need to say much, everyone should be very clear about it. Fortunately, this swarm of void explosive golden wasps had just moved in not too long ago, so there were not many of them. We have more than 100 people here. As long as we pay attention to the method, we can definitely exterminate these void explosive golden wasps. Su Liangji stood up and spoke with cupped fists. Some cultivators who didn't know yet were so excited that they trembled when they heard about the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Blue Essence Stone Mine, ah. There were no blue coins in the rootless Black City. Once one left the rootless Black City, one would definitely need blue coins the most. These cultivators even ignored the void explosive golden wasps behind them. However, not everyone would ignore the void explosive golden wasps. The void explosive golden wasps were a name that not a single cultivator within the void did not fear. This kind of wasps always lived in groups, with the largest being a few feet in length. This type of wasp had 2 main methods of attack. One was sucking, and the other was exploding gold. After being nailed by the beak of this wasp, even the most powerful cultivator would be sucked into pieces. What was even more terrifying about these wasps was their ability to explode gold. The void explosive golden wasp's huge stinger could self-destruct, and after the stinger exploded, it would release a dense and terrifying golden light. Not only did these golden lights contain powerful toxins, but once they entered the body, they would also dissipate in the blood essence, making it extremely difficult to treat. Because of this, the void explosive golden wasps had such a huge reputation. Most cultivators, after encountering these void explosive golden wasps, would take the initiative to escape, and would never come to confront these void explosive golden wasps. None of the cultivators who came here were below the Crucible Transformation realm. Moreover, since they could survive in the rootless Black City until now, none of them were simple people. After feeling pleasantly surprised, the cultivators quickly understood how dangerous this matter was. Void explosive golden wasps, if there were too many void explosive golden wasps here, not to mention more than 100 Crucible Transformation cultivators, even more than 1,000 Crucible Transformation cultivators would not be enough. The pleasant surprise turned silent, and the air froze. Su Liangji, who had already guessed that such a situation would occur, spoke up in a cold voice, "Everyone, what is the purpose of our cultivation?" "Of course, it is to stand at a higher peak." Could one stand at the highest peak just by hiding in a cave? Would cultivation resources come to him on their own? Not to mention you, even I, Su Liangji, the junior city master of the rootless Black City, would have to come out and search for cultivation resources on my own. Yes, the void explosive golden wasps are indeed powerful, but we do not need to fear them. We have a formation master here who can set up a defensive formation wall and then kill them one by one. As long as we completely kill these void explosive golden wasps, we would have the opportunity to obtain the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Does everyone think about the value of blue coins? Moreover, I also promised to kill the top 10 collaborators with the number of void explosive golden wasps, and I will only take 20% of the loot. If you want to leave, I won't force you. You can leave now. Because of the words of the junior city master, the crucible transformation cultivators immediately quietened down. Let them leave. Could it be that they were courting death? Without a void ship, from this place to the rootless Black City, other than courting death, was there any other way? Su Yangji waited for a while, before speaking up with satisfaction. Good, since everyone is unwilling to leave, then let's start. Since I am the leader of this organization, then I should bear the greatest responsibility. I will lead some people to deal with the wasp's nest, while the rest of you can rely on the array formations to prevent the void explosive golden wasps from returning. Hearing that Su Yangji was going to deal with the wasp's nest, while the others were only responsible for dealing with the ordinary void explosive golden wasps, the surrounding noises decreased by a lot. The void explosive golden wasp's nest was definitely the most powerful. Since Su Yangji said so, then there should not be any problems. A few cultivators could see through Su Yangji's selfishness, most likely wanting the things inside the wasp's nest. Unfortunately, they did not have the strength to compete with Su Yangji. Start. As Su Yangji spoke, several array formation masters rushed out and began to arrange a defensive array formation. Ning Cheng, who was hiding in the distance, stared at Su Yangji. He knew that this was the best time to launch a sneak attack. He was sure that if he launched a sneak attack now, Su Yangji, whose entire focus was on dealing with the void explosive golden wasps, would most likely die at his hands. Ning Cheng thought about it over and over again before deciding not to take any action. He did not arrange any entrapment formations in advance, nor did he arrange any killing formations in advance. Moreover, he did not think that Su Yangji would not be able to see through the array formations that he arranged. In fact, Ning Cheng now understood that he did not make the wrong choice. The most powerful array formation master around Su Yangji was already close to the standard of a rank 7 array formation. Moreover, Su Yangji was extremely careful. When he got off the airship, these array formation masters had already checked the surroundings. This fellow was definitely not the kind of person who would relax his vigilance after arriving. Even if he knew that this was the best time to take action, Ning Cheng still did not take action. He understood Su Yangji's thoughts. Su Yangji's main focus was not on the blue essence stone mine, but on the void explosive golden wasps. Ning Cheng also knew about the void explosive golden wasps. This void insect was definitely a first-class killer. However, there were only a few void explosive golden wasps in this place. Ning Cheng did not need to guess at all to know that this was the void explosive golden wasp's wasp king. The void explosive golden wasp's most powerful creature was the wasp king, which was somewhat similar to the insect queen he had seen on Earth. However, the wasp king was different from the insect queen. It was not responsible for giving birth to offspring. It only had one task, and that was to rule the entire void explosive golden wasp swarm. No matter how many void explosive golden wasps there was only one wasp king. Moreover, the wasp king was definitely the insect queen. Only when the old wasp king knew that it was going to die, would it find a safe place to give birth to a new wasp king. The new wasp king had the aura of a wasp king. Regardless of the void explosive golden wasps, as long as they met the wasp king, they would immediately surrender. Once the two wasp kings met, it would result in a duel of life and death. The last to survive would be the new wasp king. There were void explosive golden wasps in this place, and not many of them. Most likely, when the wasp king was about to die, it would bring its most trusted void explosive golden wasps to this place to pass on its offspring. Su Yangji's main purpose was definitely not the blue essence stone mine, but the void explosive golden wasp's descendants. Once he obtained the descendants of the void explosive golden wasps, it would be like adding wings to a tiger. A void explosive golden wasp king that could recognize its master was more valuable than countless blue essence stones in this place. Now that he knew that Su Liangji was a void explosive golden wasp, how could Ning Qing kill Su Liangji at this time? His thoughts immediately shifted to the void explosive golden wasp king. As long as he could obtain the wasp eggs of the void explosive golden wasp king, in the future within the void, what else would he have to fear? As several array formation grandmasters threw out their array flags, bursts of ear-piercing buzzing sounds emerged, followed by a huge void explosive golden wasp swarming out. A crucible transformation 4th level cultivator did not even have the time to bring out his magical weapon before a void explosive golden wasp nailed him in the mouth, before turning him into slag at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ning Qing felt a chill run down his spine. Was this Su Liangji crazy? There were at least 1,000 void explosive golden wasps in this place, moreover, their ranks were not low. Did this fellow bring 100 people here and wanted to take away the wasp king's egg? Su Liangji's complexion also drastically changed, as he anxiously spoke up, "Hurry up and bring out your defensive magical weapons, the number of void explosive golden wasps here has increased by more than 10 times. The last time we came here, there were only 100 of them." Ning Qing immediately understood that many of the void explosive golden wasps came from behind. The array formation that had just been arranged was directly blown apart by thousands of void explosive golden wasps. More than 100 crucible transformation cultivators, as well as a plundering life realm cultivator, ended up completely surrounded by the void explosive golden wasps. Even Su Liangji, who was preparing to go to the wasp nest, could not escape from the void explosive golden wasps. At this time, not to mention going to the wasp nest, just escaping from the wasp swarm was already a stroke of luck. Ning Qing carefully probed out with his spiritual consciousness, the effects of the origin cultivation method and the origin aura were fully manifested at this moment. His spiritual consciousness merged with the surrounding void. If not for a cultivator much stronger than him, they would not have been able to detect it at all. Ning Qing quickly found what he had guessed. In the middle of a huge wasp nest, there were 2 basketball-sized giant eggs lying inside. A dispirited and exceptionally huge void explosive golden wasp lay inside the wasp nest. However, this void explosive golden wasp had not died yet, and even had a faint aura lingering around it. This should be the void explosive golden wasp king. A few dozen meters away from the wasp nest, there were dozens of void explosive golden wasps that had not moved. Apparently, these were the guardian wasps. Ning Chang's spiritual consciousness once again swept towards the scene of the void explosive golden wasps fighting against the cultivators in the distance and carefully sneaked over. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, more than 50 cultivators had fallen, while the number of void explosive golden wasps had also reached 100 or 200. The plundering life realm cultivator was surrounded by 100 or 200 particularly large cultivators. Although he managed to kill the void explosive golden wasps from time to time, unfortunately, there were just too many void explosive golden wasps. Ning Qing was very careful, however, when he had just come into contact with the wasp nest, the wasp king, who had a dispirited expression on its face, immediately sensed it. In an instant, the hairs on the wasp king's body stood up and gave out a low chirp. Ning Qing secretly cursed in his heart and brought out his nirvana spear before shooting it towards one of the titled king eggs. The wasp king instantly stood up and used its huge mouth to block Ning Chang's nirvana spear. At the same time, dozens of guardian wasps also rushed towards Ning Chang. However, Ning Qing did not intend to break the wasp king's egg. His purpose was to take away one of the wasp king eggs. Ning Chang's strategy played a key role. He attacked the wasp king egg that the void explosive golden wasp king had to save, while his spiritual consciousness instantly swept away the other wasp king egg, while simultaneously withdrawing his nirvana spear. The whole process took less than a breath of time. At this moment, the other dozens of void explosive golden wasps finally arrived. He could kill this void explosive golden wasp king, however, Ning Qing chose not to do so. It was not because the rest of the void explosive golden wasps had already rushed back, but because he did not want to kill this wasp king. When the void explosive golden wasp king in the wasp nest let out a low chirp, in addition to the guardian wasps, hundreds of void explosive golden wasps also swarmed back. The trapped crucible transformation cultivators immediately relaxed. Some of the cultivators even managed to escape. Su Liangji also quickly made his getaway. He knew better than anyone that the plan to capture the Wasp King's egg had failed. Just as Su Liangji crazily sprinted towards the void ship, a long spear suddenly shot down from the void and arrived in front of him in just a blink of an eye. A powerful killing intent invaded his body, causing him to feel a chill run down his spine. Chapter 466. Su Liangji was very familiar with this feeling. A few decades ago, he had been bound by a monk's Buddhist staff, and it was the same feeling of death. As a result, his corporeal body collapsed. If not for his father's timely arrival, Su Liangji would have already died in this world. With such a beautiful life, how could Su Liangji be willing to die? He crazily twisted his body, trying to find a different direction to get rid of this terrifying killing intent. But then he found that it was even more terrifying compared to a few decades ago. At this moment, his surroundings were completely under someone else's control. The space around him no longer belonged to him. At this moment, he could not even activate the escape talisman or any other life-saving means. Ning Cheng, if you dare to kill me, my father will definitely grind your bones to ashes. Su Liangji felt incomparable regret in his heart. He should not have relaxed his vigilance against Ning Cheng. Such a person dared to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. How could he fear his father, who was still in seclusion? He did not expect that this person would have such a firm heart to kill him. The moment he tried to escape from the void explosive golden wasps, he decided to launch a sneak attack. At this moment, he could not rely on anyone, the only one he could rely on was himself. Then I'll grind your father's bones to ashes. When Ning Cheng's ice-cold voice reached Su Liangji's ears, the Nirvana spear had already pierced through Su Liangji's glabella. Poof! A bloody light burst out, and Su Liangji's glabella turned into a bloody mist. His life essence could no longer escape, and Ning Cheng's Nirvana spear intent twisted it, destroying his spiritual soul. The moment Su Liangji died, an invisible shadow fell onto Ning Cheng's body before disappearing. Ning Cheng did not notice this indistinct shadow. He raised his hand and grabbed a ring, while simultaneously activating the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. The moment Ning Cheng disappeared, several crucible transformation cultivators and the plundering life realm cultivator arrived. There was only a gap of a single breath, which was more than enough for Ning Cheng to walk away. Within the rootless Black City's City Master Mansion, a powerful and incomparably angry aura suddenly rushed into the sky. Who dares to kill my son? A furious roar accompanied the angry aura, which echoed throughout the entire rootless Black City. Then, a gray shadow streaked across the rootless Black City and disappeared into the endless void. Although the black shadow disappeared, the horrifying imposing manner and the powerful cultivation aura still caused all the cultivators within the rootless Black City to tremble. Even some of the cultivators in the plundering life realm turned pale. This aura was definitely beyond the plundering life realm. Even if he had not truly advanced, he was only a hair's breadth away from advancing. All the cultivators in the rootless Black City immediately understood who this person was. This person was definitely the City Master Su Kai of the City Master's Mansion. As the premier person of the rootless Black City, his son was without a doubt the rootless Black City's junior City Master, Su Liangji. At this moment, others did not even need to guess to know who killed Su Liangji. Apart from Ning Cheng, who dared to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, who else would dare to kill Su Liangji? Some people felt lucky that they did not take the initiative to find trouble with Ning Cheng. This person even dared to kill the junior city master of the City Master's Mansion, so who else would he not dare to touch? If they went to find trouble with Ning Cheng, they would most likely become the next Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Within the endless void, Ning Cheng was still frantically rushing forward. After killing Su Liangji, he felt a lot more comfortable in his heart. However, He was aware of Su Kai's strength. This person becoming the premier person of the rootless Black City was definitely not due to luck. Which force in the rootless Black City was not powerful and arrogant? How could it be so easy to stand at the top among these forces? Moreover, this Su Kai had gone into seclusion for hundreds of years, yet the prestige of the rootless Black City's city master's mansion had not declined at all. From this point alone, one could see that Su Kai was truly powerful. Without a safe route, Ning Qing found it even more difficult to walk through the void. The endless void blade lights and the void turbulences, along with the meteorite flows that could appear at any time, made Ning Qing feel very uncomfortable. In just one day, his twin wings of the heavenly clouds had already been damaged several times. Feeling that he was getting more and more dangerous, Ning Qing finally stopped. This was definitely not the way to go. Moreover, he had a very dangerous premonition, that is, he always felt that Su Kai could find him. There was no reason for this. Ning Qing decided to stop at a void island. He decided to stay here and see if there was anything wrong with him. Moreover, he also decided to arrange some killing formations in this place in case of an emergency. That Su Kai, no matter how powerful he was still a plundering life realm cultivator and had yet to surpass the plundering life realm. Since he had arranged so many array formations, who could be sure that he would not be able to kill the other party? Ning Qing had just dropped down dozens of array flags when he felt something wrong. A cyan lightning arc appeared in the void and reflected in his spiritual consciousness. Even in the void, it looked extremely dazzling. Was someone crossing a tribulation? Ning Qing quickly confirmed that someone was crossing a tribulation in the void. The lightning arcs did not look as powerful as when he crossed the tribulation, however, Ning Qing could feel that the intensity of this thunder tribulation was much higher than when he crossed the sea-opening realm's thunder tribulation. Ning Qing had compared his thunder tribulation with other people's thunder tribulations. In other words, his thunder tribulation was far stronger than the thunder tribulations of cultivators of the same level. This person's thunder tribulation was so powerful that it definitely was not an ordinary advancement thunder tribulation. It was not even the thunder tribulation of a crucible transformation cultivator advancing to the plundering life realm. It was not the thunder tribulation of a crucible transformation cultivator advancing to the plundering life realm. Ning Qing immediately felt shocked in his heart. Didn't that mean that the person crossing the tribulation was crossing a higher level thunder tribulation of the plundering life realm? This was the void, the closest place to him was the rootless Black City. Within this area, who could cross such a powerful thunder tribulation, other than the rootless Black City's premier Su Kai? Who else could it be? Seeing Su Kai appear in this place, Ning Cheng's heart immediately sank. Just a moment ago, when his spiritual consciousness detected the location of the person crossing the tribulation, it was at most 1,000 or 2,000 miles away from him. It had only been a day since he killed Su Liangji. Even if Su Kai was powerful, how could he find this place in just one day? One had to know that he had to fly for nearly a month to reach the Blue Essence Stone Mine from the rootless Black City. However, this was not the most important thing. The most important thing was, how did Su Kai know his position? Ning Qing did not believe that Su Kai just came here by chance. Ning Cheng's expression turned dignified. He knew that being anxious at this time would not help him. Sweeping his spiritual consciousness up and down his body several times, he finally found a faint spiritual consciousness mark on his body. Ning Qing immediately understood that this spiritual consciousness mark should have attached itself to his body after he killed Su Liangji. At that time, he was fully focused on escaping and did not even notice it. The more he thought about it, the calmer Ning Qing became. No matter how Su Kai found this place, no matter why Su Kai wanted to cross the tribulation here, he had to come up with a way. If he waited for Su Kai to successfully cross the tribulation, then even if he tried to escape, he would not have any chance of survival. Thinking of this, Ning Qing immediately stripped off the spiritual consciousness mark on his body, while simultaneously burning away the spiritual consciousness mark with a flame. While burning away the spiritual consciousness mark, Ning Qing felt a powerful spiritual consciousness sweep over him. He knew that it was Su Kai. Su Kai was in the middle of crossing the tribulation, and was worried that he would escape. At this moment, Ning Qing felt an impulse to leave this place. Since Su Kai was in the middle of crossing the tribulation, then there was no way for him to chase after him. Once he escaped far away, without Su Kai's spiritual consciousness mark on his body, Su Kai might not be able to catch up with him. However, Ning Qing quickly dispelled this idea. Not only did he dispel this idea, but his spiritual consciousness also fell on the place where Su Kai was crossing the tribulation. He had already figured out one thing, that Su Kai definitely did not cross the tribulation voluntarily. It should be said that Su Kai was about to break through the plundering life realm and advance to a more powerful realm. Just when he was about to look for a place to cross the tribulation, his son, Su Liangji, died at his hands. After Su Kai learned of this, he immediately chased after him. As a result, his cultivation had reached a critical point, and under the eruption of his true essence, the Thunder Tribulation took the initiative to find him. Otherwise, he would never have taken the initiative to cross the tribulation before he decided to kill him. Ning Qing increasingly felt that his guess was not wrong. His spiritual consciousness fell on the raging Thunder Tribulation arcs, and his eyes flashed with a hint of heat. At this moment, not only did he not escape, but he also rushed towards Su Kai. Su Kai felt extremely depressed in his heart. Without any pills to advance, he had gone into seclusion for hundreds of years, relying on his powerful foundation, and finally came out to cross the tribulation. However, he did not expect that his son would be killed at this time. How could he bear this anger? The powerful anger made him disdain to kill Ning Qing at all costs before crossing the tribulation. Otherwise, even if it was a heart demon, he might not be able to cross it. However, this kind of powerful anger stimulated the true essence, which allowed his true essence to completely break free from the shackles, causing his Thunder Tribulation to suddenly descend. When the Thunder Tribulation descended, Su Kai still did not feel very worried. He believed that he could cross the Thunder Tribulation. Even if Ning Qing tried to escape, after crossing the Thunder Tribulation, he could then use his spiritual consciousness tag to kill this person. However, what he did not expect was that just as his Thunder Tribulation descended, Ning Qing would immediately find his spiritual consciousness tag. Not only did he find it, but he even stripped it off. This made Su Kai extremely anxious. In case Ning Qing chose to leave now, once he left the range of his spiritual consciousness, it would be very difficult for him to find this person. What he did not expect was that after this idiot Ning Qing removed his spiritual consciousness tag, not only did he not escape, but instead came towards him. Su Kai just sneered in his heart, this person was just too arrogant. When he was crossing the tribulation, even if he did not do anything, as long as Ning Qing got close to him, the Thunder Tribulation would turn him into ashes. What's more, as long as Ning Qing came, how could he not make a move? A cultivator at the great circle of the plundering life realm was crossing the tribulation, yet the other party, a cultivator at the sea opening realm, dared to approach him? Su Kai had never seen such a person who did not know the immensity of heaven and earth. At this time, he felt that it was not worth it for his son to die in the hands of such an idiot. You are Su Kai, the cheap father of that junior city master Su Liangji. Did you come here to kill me? Ning Qing stood not far from Su Kai, watching Su Kai resist wave after wave of the Thunder Tribulation, while speaking in a calm tone as if he was just chatting. Su Kai did not look much older than Su Liangji, with his long hair fluttering in the wind, giving him a more confident look compared to Su Liangji. Little bastard, did you think that this father would not be able to do anything to you after crossing the tribulation? Die for me. Su Kai suddenly moved to a position not far from Ning Qing, before raising his hand to grab Ning Qing. Chapter 467. In fact, before he could even grab Ning Qing, lightning arcs had already shot towards Ning Qing. Any life that intruded into the Thunder Tribulation would be killed by the Thunder Tribulation. This was the majesty of the Thunder Tribulation. Since Ning Qing was standing within the scope of the Thunder Tribulation, how could he be an exception? Ning Qing immediately brought out the everlasting blue thunder city and shot his nirvana spear towards Su Kai before speaking up in a cold voice, "Su Kai, you better take care of yourself, idiot." Since he dared to come here, he naturally wasn't afraid of the lightning bolts. Therefore, when he attacked, he didn't even look at the lightning arcs that bombarded him. Su Kai's hand paused slightly. He did not think that Ning Qing would not only dare to attack him, but also did not even care about the lightning arcs. Could it be that this fellow was not afraid of death? How could a sea-opening realm cultivator not care about the tribulation lightning arcs of a plundering life realm cultivator? Boom boom boom. Several lightning arcs bombarded the everlasting blue thunder city and Ning Cheng's body, while at the same time a dozen lightning arcs also bombarded Su Kai's body. Bang bang, ka-ka. Sounds of impact and explosions erupted, as Ning Cheng's clothes were directly torn apart by the lightning arcs, while his flesh and blood burst apart. However, the lightning arcs that bombarded the everlasting blue thunder city disappeared without a trace. What made Su Kai dumbfounded was that although Ning Cheng's skin was lacerated, it did not affect him in the slightest. Moreover, Ning Cheng did not seem to care about it at all. Not only that, he even felt that Ning Cheng's aura had risen a bit. However, the lightning arcs that fell on top of his head made it impossible for him to continue observing. The lightning arcs that fell on his body were much more than the lightning arcs that fell on Ning Cheng's body. Several lightning arcs descended, causing Su Kai's armor to emit green smoke in all directions. Cracking sounds could also be heard coming from his shield. Similarly, a few spurts of blood sprayed out from his body. No matter how high one's cultivation was, they could only resist the lightning bolts. However, this was not the end. Just as these lightning arcs descended, Ning Cheng's nirvana spear also shot out. Unexpectedly, Ning Cheng and the thunder tribulation arc simultaneously attacked Su Kai. The nirvana spear blasted out a majestic and boundless killing intent. Even the void blade lights in the surrounding void and some of the drifting meteorites split apart under Ning Cheng's powerful spear intent. Such a powerful spear intent. Su Kai had already retracted his hand that was about to grab Ning Cheng, and brought out a pair of heaven-terminating twin needles. The heaven-terminating dual needles shot out two scorching hot white lights that strangled Ning Cheng's spear intent. Ning Cheng's originally majestic and boundless spear intent was strangled by these two white lights, causing it to quickly weaken. In just a few breaths, this spear intent disappeared without a trace. Ning Cheng was incomparably shocked in his heart. He was very clear about the power of his spear intent. Su Kai easily dissolved his spear intent, which put him at a disadvantage. But what was even more frightening was that the thunder tribulation did not put Su Kai in any more danger because of his interference. On the contrary, because of his interference, the thunder tribulation's damage to Su Kai was reduced. He had helped Su Kai by sharing the intensity of the thunder tribulation. This was helping him, not using the thunder tribulation to kill him. Thinking of this, Ning Cheng quickly retreated. "Little bastard, do you still want to leave today?" When the third wave of thunder tribulation arcs came crashing down, Su Kai not only did not care about this thunder tribulation, the pair of heaven-terminating dual needles once again transformed into a vast white ocean. The killing power was just like a raging storm as it rolled towards Ning Cheng. Even if Ning Cheng did not join in, the thunder tribulation would not pose much of a threat to him. Now that Ning Cheng had shared a part of the thunder tribulation arcs, he could completely ignore the rest of the thunder tribulation. Ning Cheng's eyes flashed with a trace of decisiveness. He knew that if he did not find a way to use the thunder tribulation to help him, he would definitely die today. Su Kai's strength was something that he had not even thought about. His false domain, in front of Su Kai's formidable imposing manner, simply could not pose any threat. On the contrary, under Su Kai's imposing manner, he was forced to retreat step by step. Originally, he intended to use the everlasting blue thunder city to absorb the thunder arcs, and then try to use the thunder arcs from the everlasting blue thunder city to attack Su Kai together with the thunder tribulation. However, after realizing Su Kai's strength, Ning Cheng gave up on this idea. He once again shot out with his Nirvana spear, but this time he did not aim it at Su Kai, but rather flew towards the descending thunder tribulation arcs. The thunder tribulation had a spirit. This was something that Ning Cheng already knew about. When he was surmounting his tribulation, the angrier he felt towards the thunder tribulation, the more powerful the descending thunder tribulation became. "You're courting death." Su Kai immediately understood Ning Cheng's thoughts. Under the monstrous anger, the heaven-terminating dual needle's white ripples turned even more murderous. Ning Cheng could survive under his thunder tribulation. He knew that apart from Ning Cheng possessing a thunder spiritual root, there was also the Thunder City's shadow, which was very strange. As for the Thunder City's shadow, he had already regarded it as his own. Ning Cheng remained indifferent to the murderous ripples coming from the heaven-terminating dual needles, as he continued to gather the true essence within his body to crazily bombard the thunder tribulation arcs. Even if the berserk ripples from the heaven-terminating dual needles attacked him, it seemed that even if he died, he still wanted to attack the descending thunder tribulation arcs. Boom boom boom. The thunder tribulation finally became enraged, and the originally powerful thunder arcs no longer had 9, but instead turned into 36. Wave after wave of thunder arcs, just like a raging sea, rolled down from the void, mixed with a large thunder waterfall. Ning Cheng did not feel any sadness or joy. He knew that these thunder arcs had already calculated everything about him. As long as he was included in their calculations, then everything would be fine. He wanted to let this rootless Black City's city master experience Ning Cheng's thunder tribulation. At this moment, he did not feel any fear, as he crazily bombarded the descending thunder waterfall. Su Kai's complexion changed dramatically. He had never seen such a terrifying thunder tribulation. In the face of such a thunder tribulation, how could he dare to be distracted for even half a moment? The heaven-terminating dual needle's white ripples, which were originally aimed at Ning Cheng, were instantly taken back by him, and rolled towards the thunder waterfall. Boom boom boom. Ka ka ka. A variety of tearing and exploding sounds erupted in the void. There were no longer any spatial wind edges or meteorites in the surroundings. With this kind of terrifying bombardment and explosion, anything that existed in this area would be blasted into pieces by this kind of violent explosion. Catcha! Su Kai's armor finally cracked open, while the shield in his hands also turned into flying ash. The berserk thunder waterfall and the thunder tribulation arcs fell onto the white ripples from Su Kai's heaven-terminating dual needles, causing a fog to form. Just like the water vapor on the surface of a lake in the early morning, it completely enveloped the entire area. Puff puff. Several mouthfuls of blood sprayed out. Su Kai's body no longer had an intact spot. Even for him, if he wanted to block such a terrifying thunder waterfall coupled with the thunder tribulation arcs, it would be extremely dangerous. Such a treacherous thing. Su Kai once again spat out a mouthful of blood, before cursing. At this moment, Ning Cheng was in a slightly better state compared to him, because Ning Cheng still had the everlasting blue Thunder City. Coupled with his thunder spiritual root, he could also absorb the thunder source for his cultivation. The 36 thunder arcs coupled with the endless thunder waterfall finally weakened, causing Su Kai's imposing aura to rise once again. Seeing that the next wave of the thunder tribulation had yet to descend, Su Kai's eyes flashed with an extreme ferocity. The heaven-terminating dual needles merged into the void, while he crazily roared, "Little beast, die for me." Boom boom boom. Su Kai's heaven-terminating dual needles had just shot towards Ning Cheng, when the endless thunder tribulation arcs and the thunder waterfall once again swept down. Ning Cheng rolled up the Nirvana spear in his hands, before speaking to Su Kai with disdain, "Old beast, you have never seen this grandpa surmount the tribulation. Do you think that the distance between the two waves of thunder tribulation arcs would be the same as the distance between you and the tribulation? Idiot!" Bang! Ning Cheng's Nirvana spear exploded onto the heaven-terminating dual needle's white ripples of killing light, causing a powerful backlash force to blow Ning Cheng away. Just that he was in the middle of the thunder arcs, the berserk thunder arcs once again blasted Ning Cheng back. Kaka! Su Kai felt his internal organs exploding under the bombardment of the thunder tribulation arcs, while his second shield turned into flying ash. Under this kind of berserk and terrifying thunder tribulation arcs, even he would not be able to block it. What's more, his heaven-terminating dual needles were still attacking Ning Cheng. When he once again recalled the heaven-terminating dual needles, he felt Ning Cheng's imposing aura skyrocket. The next moment, the long spear in Ning Cheng's hands, along with the thunder waterfall, unexpectedly shot towards his glabella. This little beast unexpectedly advanced to the 8th level of sea opening realm under the thunder tribulation, causing Su Kai to feel extremely shocked in his heart. Although there were still countless densely packed thunder tribulation arcs shooting towards Ning Cheng, he did not feel even the slightest bit of joy in his heart. Kacha! The heaven-terminating dual needles, under the incomparably berserk thunder tribulation arcs and the thunder waterfall, finally cracked open. An incomparably thick thunder waterfall fell onto Su Kai's body, directly blasting away half of Su Kai's body. At the same time, Su Kai also saw a thunder waterfall explode onto Ning Cheng's shoulder. He did not see the same ending as him, what he saw was only the exposed white bones. This person not only had a thunder spiritual root and was able to resist the thunder tribulation arcs using the Thunder City's shadow, but he was also a body-forging cultivator. Su Kai's heart sank, he regretted not rushing to find Ning Cheng for revenge. He should have first advanced to the next level, and then come back to kill Ning Cheng. Boom, ka. Several thunder tribulation arcs coupled with a thunder waterfall descended. Su Kai crazily stimulated the heaven-terminating dual needles, wanting to block this wave of attacks. He could feel that the shackles on his body were on the verge of breaking. As long as he could block this wave of thunder tribulation, he would directly advance to the next level. At that time, even if there were several Ning Chengs, it would not be enough for him to kill. Bang! The thunder arcs and the thunder waterfall fell onto Su Kai's magical weapon, causing Su Kai's entire body to tremble. The shackles on his cultivation suddenly shattered, causing a powerful force to erupt from his body. This kind of feeling was indescribable. Su Kai's eyes flashed with a fiery light. He knew that he had successfully advanced at this critical moment, without even facing the heart demon tribulation. As long as he was given 3 breaths of time, he would be able to control the thunder tribulation, and then kill Ning Cheng. Not to mention 3 breaths, he did not even have a single breath of time. The moment he advanced, his true essence had not yet fully activated, when the Nirvana spear had already arrived between his eyebrows. What he saw was that incomparably powerful spear intent filled with murderous intent, and what he saw was a bloodied man covered in white bones. At this moment, that bloodied man covered in white bones, crazily grabbed the Nirvana spear and shot it towards his eyebrows. At this moment, his willpower had already reached its weakest point. He had just advanced, yet he was about to be killed by someone. This kind of despair caused incomparable hatred to well up in his heart. Poof! Su Kai clearly heard the sound of his head exploding, he even saw his eyes fill with a bloody mist. He actually ended up being killed by an ant in the sea opening realm, causing him to feel extremely unreconciled. Chapter 468. Ji Luofei hugged the dying Ning Cheng and hid in a small void island. Even with the help of the thunder tribulation, Ning Cheng had to pay a huge price to kill Su Kai. This kind of injury, for him, was something he had never experienced before. Fortunately, he still had Ji Luofei. Ji Luofei was a crucible transformation cultivator. Although she could not quickly escape through the void like Ning Cheng, it was not a problem for her to save Ning Cheng. It took Ning Cheng more than a dozen days to fully recover. Although he did not fear the thunder tribulation was still too terrifying. Even if he advanced to the 8th level of sea opening realm, he still suffered some serious injuries. You were too reckless this time. Ji Luofei did not cultivate these days and just stayed by Ning Cheng's side. When she thought of Ning Cheng's injuries at that time, she immediately felt some fear. Ning Cheng showed a smile. Fortunately, I chose to act at that time. Otherwise, once that Su Kai completed his tribulation, I'm afraid that we would have met with disaster. This person is just too terrifying. His cultivation is so powerful that I can't even imagine it. An ordinary plundering life realm cultivator would not be his opponent. No wonder he is the premier expert of the rootless Black City. What do we do now? Do we return to the rootless Black City? Although the laws of the void are powerful, it is also very unstable. Ji Luofei had walked through the void for a day and was already aware of the dangers within the void. Ning Qing nodded. Returning to the rootless Black City is a must. However, my current cultivation is still too low. Let's see if there are any good things in the Su clan's father and son's ring. Ning Qing opened Su Yangji's ring. Seeing the tens of millions of black coins, Ning Qing secretly sighed. He had been busy for a long time, yet he only managed to obtain a little more than 10 million black coins. Spirit stones piled up one after another, along with a variety of black essence stone ores, artifact crafting materials, and some alchemy spiritual grasses piled up everywhere. It was extremely rare for an ordinary crucible transformation cultivator to obtain a true artifact. As such, inside Su Yangji's ring, there were at least a dozen true artifacts. Ning Cheng's vision was very high, as such, he simply did not even look at it. He put away all the materials, and gave the ring to Ji Luofei. Ji Luofei's magical weapon was a gift from Meng Jingxiu, as such the quality of it was a notch higher than Ning Cheng's true cosmic devil axe, as such it was obvious that she did not even look at these true artifacts. What he cared about the most was Su Kai's ring. Su Kai, as the rootless Black City's premier expert, definitely had a lot of good things on him. However, what made Ning Qing puzzled was that he did not see any black coins in Su Kai's ring. However, Ning Qing also knew where Su Kai's magical weapons went. He had seen with his own eyes that Su Kai, in order to resist the Thunder Tribulation, had wasted several good magical weapons. Inside Su Kai's ring, in addition to several bottles of pills and a pile of spirit stones, the most eye-catching thing was a pile of blue ores. This was a blue essence stone mine. Ning Qing could feel the energy overflowing from these ores, and immediately affirmed that this was a blue essence stone mine. How many blue coins could this pile of blue essence stone ore be exchanged for? This Su Kai was really rich. His wealth was something that others could not even imagine. When Ning Qing felt very satisfied with these harvests, his spiritual consciousness immediately grabbed more than a dozen jade boxes. He raised his hand and opened one of the jade boxes. There was a crystal shining with powerful spiritual energy inside. Ning Qing was so pleasantly surprised that he almost called out. This kind of crystal stone was something that he really wanted. Meng Jingxiu had given him 3 of them, allowing him to advance again and again in the shortest possible time. Ning Qing had initially thought that it would be difficult to obtain this kind of crystal stone, but he did not expect that he would obtain so many of them this time. Ning Qing counted them and found that there were a total of 12 of these crystal stones. No wonder this Su Kai's cultivation was so powerful, and could even break through to the plundering life realm. It turned out that this fellow also had this kind of crystal stone, however, Ning Qing did not know where this fellow's crystal stones came from. In addition to this, there were also a few jade strips containing cultivation methods and magical skills. There were also more than a dozen transmission array talismans, which made Ning Qing understand why Su Kai could arrive here so quickly. This fellow had already arranged a few hidden transmission arrays in the void. Once there was an emergency, he could immediately teleport to the approximate location that he wanted to go to in the shortest possible time. Although it was dangerous to teleport through the void, however, for an expert like Su Kai, he could still withstand the dangers of such a short distance. In Ning Cheng's eyes, these crystal stones were the most precious. Luofei, let's go into secluded cultivation. After I advance to the Crucible Transformation Realm, I will then return to the rootless Black City. Ning Cheng instantly made a decision. If he returned to the rootless Black City now, then no one would dare to speak even half a word against him. However, his strength was limited. Once there was a conflict of interest, sooner or later, someone would find trouble with him. As such, it would be better to wait until his strength reached a certain level before returning to the rootless Black City. What's more, Ning Cheng also wanted to do something else. Without strength, he simply could not do it. Ji Luofei could use spirit stones for cultivation, however, Ning Cheng chose to go into secluded cultivation using crystal stones. Spirit stones, for him, had a very limited role, moreover, it would take a long time. After using spirit stones for cultivation for some time, Ning Cheng once again used the crystal stones for cultivation. The spiritual qi absorbed and transformed into spiritual qi, causing Ning Cheng's entire body to feel comfortable. This kind of cultivation speed was exactly what he wanted. In just 1 month, Ning Cheng advanced from the 8th level of Sea Opening Realm to the 9th level of Sea Opening Realm. 3 months later, Ning Cheng's cultivation reached the full circle of the 9th level of Sea Opening Realm. The current atmosphere within the rootless Black City was very strange. More than 4 months ago, the junior city master, along with a team of more than 100 people, along with a plundering life realm cultivator, went out in search of the Black Essence Stone Mine. However, there was no news of them since. More than 3 months ago, the rootless Black City's city master Su Kai suddenly came out of seclusion in anger, before rushing out of the rootless Black City. From his words, many people judged that junior city master Su Liangji had died. Moreover, the one who killed Su Liangji was the arrogant newcomer Ning Cheng, the one who destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Now that 4 months had passed, there was no movement from the city master's mansion. Not to mention that Ning Cheng and the junior city master had not returned, even after city master Su Kai went out, there was no news of him. Ning Cheng's encirclement was still in place, even Ning Cheng's immortal cave was still in the same place. No one had touched it. Even if there were all kinds of speculations, at this time, no one would say anything. Boom boom. Thunder roared, while Ning Cheng stood empty-handed in the void, letting the countless lightning arcs and thunder waterfall descend. Not only did he not bring out the everlasting blue Thunder City, but he also did not bring out the Nirvana Spear and the 36 cosmic true devil axes. Almost 60% of the violent lightning arcs ended up absorbed by him, while the rest of the lightning arcs, apart from tempering his corporeal body, did not cause even the slightest bit of harm to him. Ning Cheng knew the reason for this. When he and Su Kai fought under the Thunder Tribulation was much more powerful compared to this one. He even managed to survive such a powerful Thunder Tribulation. At this time, with his cultivation improving, this Thunder Tribulation was not even worth mentioning. Kaka. His bones gave off a burst of brittle sounds, as if he had reached a critical point before advancing. Ning Cheng was pleasantly surprised. He originally wanted to cross the Thunder Tribulation to advance to the Crucible Transformation Realm. He did not expect that before advancing to the Crucible Transformation Realm, his body-forging realm would have a breakthrough first. As long as this Thunder Tribulation was a bit more powerful, he would directly advance to the rank 6 Imperial Body. After understanding that this Thunder Tribulation was not powerful enough, Ning Cheng did not hesitate to bring out the Nirvana Spear and rush towards the Thunder Tribulation. A powerful spear intent shot out towards the descending Thunder Tribulation arcs. Boom. Ka. The Thunder Tribulation really became enraged once again. The raging thunder waterfall mixed with some thunder balls descended, and the crazy blue color instantly submerged Ning Cheng. Ji Luofei, who was watching the Thunder Tribulation from a distance, felt even more frightened. She retreated step by step. She knew that she could not help Ning Cheng at this moment. Although she felt anxious, it was useless. Poof poof. Ning Cheng's armor finally shattered under the Thunder Tribulation arcs. The dense lightning arcs bombarded Ning Cheng's body, causing Ning Cheng's flesh and blood to splatter in all directions. Even his bones started to crack. However, the next moment, these cracked bones quickly reformed, allowing him to sublimate and condense at an even faster speed. A powerful feeling welled up in his heart, causing Ning Cheng to suppress the ecstasy in his heart. He knew that he had already advanced to the rank 6 Imperial Body. Thunder Tribulation was a life-threatening thing for others, but he was completely different from others. Let this Thunder Tribulation become even more violent, Ning Qing prayed in his heart, while simultaneously blasting out with the Nirvana spear. The true essence within his meridians simultaneously erupted, as if wanting to open the barrier between his cultivation. Bang! It was as if the cloth covering his mouth and nose had suddenly been torn apart, causing an incomparably sober aura to pour in. The Nirvana spear in Ning Cheng's hand suddenly transformed into a spear trace. These spear traces directly split the thunder tribulation arcs in front of him into two halves. Only after the spear traces submerged into the void did the thunder tribulation arcs close up. However, that incomparably powerful thunder tribulation immediately weakened. As this wave of thunder tribulation passed, the following thunder tribulation arcs could no longer cause even the slightest bit of harm to Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng stood in the void, allowing the lightning arcs to fall on his body without moving an inch. After many years of hard struggle, he finally advanced to the Crucible Transformation realm, becoming a genuine Crucible Transformation cultivator. After he finished the matters regarding the rootless Black City and the receiving Heaven's Stone, he could then head out into the starry skies of the universe to find his own path. Chapter 469. I've run out of black coins. I don't have 10,000 black coins right now. Can you make an exception and let us stay in the rootless Black City for a while? After we earn some black coins, can we pay you back? A male cultivator with an awkward expression stood at the city gate and pleaded with the two cultivators handling the identity jade cards. Behind this male cultivator, there was a female cultivator. The female cultivator pursed her lips and did not speak. Don't you see the people standing on the side? Is your ass whiter than the others? The male cultivator handling the identity jade cards at the city gate spoke up in a cold voice, if you don't have any black coins, then just stand to the side and let others go in first. After everyone on this side goes in, you can go to the void to dig for black essence stones. After you earn a certain amount of black coins, you can come back and talk. The male cultivator's expression changed slightly. This friend, we just arrived at the rootless Black City and have no experience at all. If we go to the void to dig for ores at this time, wouldn't we just be courting death? What does it have to do with me if you want to die or not? The cultivator guarding the city gate spoke in an even more disdainful tone. The male cultivator was just about to continue speaking when he suddenly called out in surprise, Sect Master Ning. Ning Cheng saw the long queue of cultivators entering the rootless Black City and realized that these people should be the same as him, who had just arrived from Heaven's Way. Immediately, he heard someone calling out to him. It was a cultivator he did not know, Crucible Transformation 2nd level. Behind this Crucible Transformation 2nd level cultivator stood a female cultivator, whom he knew. This female cultivator was called Bumei. When he went to the Great Liang True Country and the Northern Shang True Country to carry out the sect's mission, it was this female cultivator, along with Star Gathering Mansion's Xin Hai. Sect Master Ning. Bumei on seeing Ning Cheng quickly came forward and greeted him with a bow. It was completely different from the first time the two met. When Ning Cheng and Bumei met for the first time, this woman did not even glance at him. Ning Cheng and the Severing Emotions Dao sect had some enmity, however, the main target of this enmity was Su Anjin. As for this Bumei from the Severing Emotions Dao sect, he truly did not care about it. Lord Ning. The two Crucible Transformation cultivators guarding the entrance of the rootless Black City quickly came forward to greet Ning Cheng. As for who Ning Cheng was, they knew it better than anyone else. This person destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and killed Junior City Master Su Liangji. The rootless Black City's city master, Su Kai, had chased after him to kill him. However, Ning Cheng did not expect that Su Kai would not return, while he took the initiative to come back. Although they did not dare to imagine such a result, but with the facts in front of them, they did not dare to offend this Ning Cheng. You are. Ning Cheng looked at the Crucible Transformation 2nd level male cultivator who addressed him as Sect Master Ning, in a puzzled manner. As for the two Crucible Transformation guards at the entrance to the city, he simply ignored them. Sect Master Ning, I am Shu Xing from the Star Gathering Mansion. Because of Sect Master Ning's Heaven's Way's array formation, my Tao companion Bumei and I also came to Heaven's Way together. The male cultivator quickly spoke up with a respectful tone. Ning Cheng's reputation spread far and wide in the Tian continent. Not a single academy dared to show even half a shred of neglect towards him. He even destroyed the Red Star Sword faction. Because of his return, the Yin Yang Dao sect, which had enmity with the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, had to take the initiative to apologize to them. Moreover, Ning Qing never expected that Sect Master Ning would turn out to be this powerful after arriving at the rootless Black City. Didn't you see the 2 crucible transformation guards at the entrance of the city gate? Moreover, they were acting very respectful towards Sect Master Ning. The more Xu Xing thought about it, the more respectful he became. He even felt a little worried that Ning Cheng would hold Bumei accountable. After all, Bumei came from the Severing Emotions Dao sect. Ning Cheng and the Severing Emotions Dao sect's grievances, who in the Tian continent did not know about it. Ning Cheng glanced at Bumei, feeling even more puzzled in his heart. A person from the Severing Emotions Dao sect as a Dao companion, were these 2 people the same as Chao He and Ban Miaolei? Or did this Bumei want to use Xu Xing to sever her emotions? However, Ning Cheng did not ask about this matter. Instead, he spoke up, I know Xin Hai from the Star Gathering Mansion, is he alright? Junior apprentice brother Xin is currently in seclusion. When I came to Heaven's Way, he had not yet come out. Xu Xing quickly replied. And, why don't you go in? Ning Cheng asked despite knowing the answer. Xu Xing quickly replied, because the cost of using the receiving heaven's stone is too high, and I do not have enough spirit stones on me. As such, there is no way to enter the rootless Black City. In that case, you can come in with me. Ning Cheng casually spoke, before looking at the 2 guards at the city gate, these 2 will come in with me. You can help them apply for an identity jade card. But the 2 crucible transformation guards hesitated. Applying for an identity jade card required 10,000 black coins. Ning Cheng did not say anything about the black coins, so what could they do? This was the source of black coins for the 12 forces. Although Ning Cheng destroyed one of them, there were still 11 of them here. Ning Cheng gave a sneer and spoke, if anyone has any questions, then let them come to the City Master's mansion to find me. I will be living in the City Master's mansion from now on. Saying that, Ning Cheng was simply disinclined to pay any attention to the 2 guards, and spoke to Xu Xing, come in with me. Yes, yes. It was not Xu Xing who answered, but the 2 crucible transformation guards who stopped Xu Xing. The meaning behind Ning Cheng's words was very obvious. That is, he had already killed the original city master of the rootless Black City, Su Kai. With this kind of strength, if he dared to speak any nonsense, the opposite party would immediately kill him. For him, the most important thing right now was to quickly report back about this matter. Ning Cheng speaking such arrogant words in public was obviously premeditated. The purpose of his return was to kill off the forces of the rootless Black City. Of course, he did not mean to kill off all these forces, it would simply be meaningless. What he wanted to eliminate was the receiving Heaven's Stone's shameless and disgusting rules of black coins, as well as the 1 million spirit stones required to obtain an identity jade card to enter the city gate. As for those cultivators who relied on their identity and strength to do whatever they wanted in the receiving Heaven's Stone and the rootless Black City, he decided to eliminate them all. He had already arranged an array formation around the Heaven's Way leading to the receiving Heaven's Stone. In the future, as long as one's cultivation reached a certain level in the Tian continent, one would be able to enter the receiving Heaven's Stone through the Heaven's Way and arrive at the rootless Black City. He had too many acquaintances and friends in the Tian continent. Once he left the rootless Black City in the future, wouldn't the people around him end up dead? Because of this, Ning Cheng made up his mind to thoroughly rectify the rootless Black City and the receiving Heaven's Stone. Sect Master Ning, do you live in the City Master's mansion? Xu Xing carefully asked. He had not heard anything about Ning Cheng since he came here. However, he knew that the City Master's mansion was the most powerful force in the rootless Black City. Did Sect Master Ning work in the City Master's mansion? That's right, but it's not what you think. It's because I killed the original City Master, which is why I'm living in the City Master's mansion. Ning Qing knew what Xu Xing was thinking and spoke out directly. Xu Xing's mouth opened wide, he could not even utter a single, ah. He was just too shocked. How long had it been since Ning Qing arrived, yet he managed to kill the City Master of the rootless Black City? Just how much strength did he have? No wonder the Crucible Transformation cultivators guarding the city gate did not dare to utter even half a word of nonsense. Xu Xing, I want to control the rootless Black City in the future. Are you willing to help me? Ning Qing knew that to control the entire rootless Black City, he had to pull out his own strength. Sect Master Ning, I'm willing. I'll follow Sect Master Ning from now on. No, I'll follow City Master Ning from now on. Since Xu Xing could cultivate to the Crucible Transformation 2nd level, he obviously was not an idiot. As soon as Ning Qing spoke those words, he immediately understood what it meant. Ning Qing had not yet arrived at the entrance of the rootless Black City's City Master's mansion. However, the news of his return, as well as the news that he would soon move into the City Master's mansion, had already spread throughout the entire rootless Black City. The rootless Black City's entrance leading to the City Master's mansion in the Central City District had already become packed with people. Many of the cultivators in the rootless Black City had already squeezed into this street. The rootless Black City might have to change its City Master, there was not a single person who did not care about this matter. Boom! An explosive sound erupted. Ning Qing arrived above the rootless Black City's City Master's mansion. With just a single spear strike, he managed to break through the defensive array of the rootless Black City's City Master's mansion. The cultivators from the City Master's mansion had long since learned of the news and immediately fled. None of the cultivators were willing to stay behind and fight against Ning Qing. Ning Qing also did not kill all the cultivators who managed to escape from the City Master's mansion. These cultivators were the same as him, people who came from various planar interfaces. Since he killed the City Master of the City Master's mansion, who would dare to come out and resist? In fact, there were very few cultivators remaining in the City Master's mansion. Since the junior City Master was killed, and City Master Su Kai had not returned for several months, any cultivator with a little bit of intelligence would have already guessed that something must have happened to the City Master. These cultivators had either left the City Master's mansion or deliberately went out to look for tasks. Now that Ning Qing had returned, the few remaining cultivators in the City Master's mansion immediately fled. At the same time, in another luxurious building within the rootless Black City, dozens of powerful cultivators were holding an emergency meeting. This building was the base of the rootless Black City's Extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet. The Extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet was ranked second among the 12 major forces of the rootless Black City, second only to the City Master's mansion. Now that Ning Qing had killed the rootless Black City's City Master Su Kai, Ning Qing had forcibly occupied the City Master's mansion. Moreover, he had also broken the rules of entering the rootless Black City for the first time, requiring one to purchase an Identity Jade card. These actions had touched on everyone's interests and aroused public anger. Even if the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was destroyed, even if the City Master of the City Master's mansion was killed, none of them would care about it. Now that Ning Qing had obtained the black coins in their pockets, no one was willing to compromise over such a matter. I had already said that we should join forces to kill this person. Since this person could advance to the Crucible Transformation realm so quickly, it definitely means that he obtained some good things from that old ghost Su Kai. The one who spoke was a white-haired old man. He was the Deputy Association head of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, Mao Shuxuan. Everyone understood the meaning behind his words. It doesn't make any sense to talk about it now. Since Ning Qing dared to enter the City Master's mansion, then he would definitely stretch his hands over our heads. My thoughts are similar to Brother Shuxuan's, that is, we should take advantage of the fact that he has not established himself yet. Otherwise, with his cultivation speed. This time, it was a middle-aged man with a long beard. Everyone also understood his meaning. Although this long-bearded man looked gentle, no one dared to underestimate him even half a point. He was the Gale Void Alliance's Buyuan Mao, a plundering life realm cultivator. Chapter 470. Ning Cheng had arranged a simple defensive array outside the rootless Black City's city master's mansion, while Xu Xing and Bu Mei stayed outside to guard the array formation. Ning Cheng stood in front of a cell sealed by an array formation and saw Shen Zimo for the second time. When Shen Zimo saw Ning Cheng appear, he felt surprised in his heart. He could not understand how Ning Cheng could appear here. Ning Cheng nodded to Shen Zimo and kicked open the array formation of the cell. At the same time, he raised his hand and patted Shen Zimo's shoulder. In just a dozen breaths of time, Ning Cheng grabbed the soul restriction placed on Shen Zimo's body and used a fireball to burn the restriction into nothingness. How can you be here? With the soul restriction removed by Ning Cheng, Shen Zimo did not feel surprised. Instead, he looked at Ning Cheng in shock and asked. Ning Cheng showed a faint smile. Of course, I killed Su Kai and Su Liangji. That's why I can appear here. Since you had a soul restriction on you, I did not ask you some questions. Now you can tell me, since you are from the city master's mansion, why did Su Liangji place a soul restriction on you? You killed Su Kai. Shen Zimo repeated the words in shock, before feeling pleasantly surprised. He did not expect that Ning Cheng could easily kill Su Kai, something that he could not accomplish even after lurking for decades. That's right. Tell me about it. Ning Cheng nodded. Shen Zimo took a few deep breaths, calming down his excitement before slowly speaking. 40 years ago, when my master came to the rootless Black City, Su Kai killed him. In order to avenge my master, I hid around Su Liangji after coming to the rootless Black City. I did not expect him to know about this matter and use me to temper his mind. After listening to Shen Zimo's words, Ning Cheng sneered and spoke, placing a soul restriction on you and keeping you by your side. You call this tempering? Shen Zimo, I want to do something in the rootless Black City. Are you willing to help me? Brother Ning, you saved my life, and you also helped to avenge my master's death. From today onwards, this Shen Zimo's life belongs to Brother Ning. Shen Zimo already had the thought of dying, however, Ning Cheng not only helped him take revenge but also saved his life. Almost without thinking about it, Shen Zimo immediately agreed to Ning Cheng's words. Good, you have been in the rootless Black City for quite some time now. Now I want to pull up the first cultivator army in the rootless Black City. I still have tens of millions of black coins here, you can use them to help me form a cultivator army. As for the rest of the things inside the ring, I will give them to you, how about it? Ning Cheng took out a ring and handed it to Shen Zimo before asking. Yes. Shen Zimo replied in a simple and direct manner. Over the past few decades in the rootless Black City, today was the happiest day he had ever been in. Ning Cheng also appreciated Shen Zimo's attitude. After handing over the ring to Shen Zimo, he once again spoke up. I killed 2 forces within the rootless Black City, as well as the 10 major forces. While recruiting the cultivator army, collect some information on the evil deeds of these forces. This time, Shen Zimo's answer was even more straightforward. There was no greater sorrow or joy in life than this. The rootless Black City has already begun to form a cultivator army. Moreover, after entering the rootless Black City's cultivator army, you will not need to pay any black coins. Not only that, but he would also receive a certain amount of black coins as remuneration every year. As for the place to live, you don't need to worry about it. I heard that Ning Cheng wants to develop the West City district and establish a military camp. The news of Ning Cheng forming a cultivator army in the rootless Black City quickly spread throughout the rootless Black City. Whether it was the rootless Black City's trade union or the rootless Black City's major rest stops, everyone was talking about this matter. For a time, countless cultivators headed to the rootless Black City's city master mansion to register. Within the rootless Black City, there were many cultivators who could not afford to pay black coins. They could not even afford to live in the West City district. This kind of news, for these impoverished cultivators, was simply the best gospel. Humph, that Ning Cheng is just an early-stage crucible transformation cultivator. Even if he is slightly stronger, what qualifications does he have to claim to be the city master of the rootless Black City? He even dares to say that as long as one joins the rootless Black City's cultivator army, one would not need to pay any black coins. Does he really think that he is the most powerful person in the rootless Black City? Knowing that Ning Cheng had just returned to the rootless Black City and had already begun to form a cultivator army, the 10 forces who were still in the meeting finally could not sit still. They had not even finished discussing the rules, yet this person had already started to form a cultivator army. I suggest that we gather all of our people and directly kill this person. Then we can elect a person to be the city master. A man with wild hair spoke up. He was from the Void sect. The Void sect was the only sect in the rootless Black City. Moreover, most of the disciples of this sect came from the same place. This person can kill Su Kai and even destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. How can you fight against him? Besides, can all of us work together? This person is an array formation Grand Master. He has already arranged a powerful array formation in the City Master's mansion. Moreover, he has also recruited many cultivators. Why don't we send someone to invite Ning Cheng to come here? At worst, we can give him a part of the benefits from the original City Master's mansion. After hearing that Ning Cheng had formed a cultivator army in the rootless Black City, the people in the meeting immediately began to talk about it. Some uneasiness instantly spread out. Everyone, please listen to me. A deep voice sounded out. Hearing this voice, everyone immediately stopped talking. That was because the one who spoke was the second strongest person in the rootless Black City, Jian Xianming. Jian Xianming was the captain of the extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet, with a cultivation at the 7th level of Plundering Life Realm. In the rootless Black City, there were only 2 cultivators in the late stages of the Plundering Life Realm. One was the city master of the rootless Black City, Su Kai, and the other was Jian Xianming. Ning Cheng can kill Pu Leng and Si Pingxian. Obviously, he is not an ordinary person. As for the whereabouts of City Master Su Kai, we are still not clear about it. Since this person dared to enter the City Master's mansion, then presumably, Su Kai must have met with some misfortune. My original idea was to discuss with him and hand over the benefits from the original City Master's mansion to him. Since he has already started to form a cultivator army, then there is nothing to discuss. As Jian Xianming spoke until here, his gaze swept over the rest of the cultivators. He believed that everyone here could understand what he was saying. In the rootless Black City, in order to balance the power between the major forces, the establishment of a cultivator army was not allowed. Even the original city master, Su Kai, had tacitly agreed to this. Now that Ning Cheng had started to form a cultivator army, once Ning Cheng's cultivator army was fully formed, who could be his opponent? My auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce will listen to Brother Jian. I think that Brother Jian's words make sense. Mao Xiushuan was the first to stand up and speak up. 2 more people also stood up to echo his words. Everyone here understood the meaning behind Jian Xuanming's words. That is, since Ning Cheng had already formed a cultivator army, then they had to kill Ning Cheng before his cultivator army was fully formed. However, not everyone was willing to stand up and echo Jian Xuanming's words. Seeing that there were still 4 representatives who did not stand up to speak, Jian Xianming frowned. Just when Jian Xianming wanted to continue to threaten them, he heard a clear voice resound throughout the hall, "Friends, today is a good day. I, Ning Cheng, would like to invite all of you to a banquet in the rootless Black City's City Master's mansion. If you are willing to become friends with this Ning Cheng, then please do me the honor." This voice suddenly sounded out. Not only did Jian Xuanming's complexion change, but all the cultivators in the hall also stood up. They were holding a meeting in this place, which was protected by a series of array formations. Now that someone had spoken and directly teleported in, it meant that these array formations were nothing in the eyes of this person. I have to go back and discuss it with you. The first to stand up was a short-haired man with a bronze face. Traces of vicissitudes of life could be clearly seen on his face. Mao Shuxuan of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, on hearing these words, immediately sank. Chao Jimeng, you are the association master of the Rogue Cultivator Alliance. Do you really need to go back and discuss this kind of thing? The man with the bronze face gave a sneer. Mao Shuxuan, how the matters of my Rogue Cultivator Alliance are discussed, does it have anything to do with your auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce? Aren't you a bit too much? If you want to show off your power and prestige, then go to your auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. Don't talk nonsense in front of me. Saying that, the man cupped his fists towards Jian Xianming before turning around and walking away without saying anything. Jian Xuanming's complexion also turned ugly to look at. Just when he was thinking about whether or not to force Chao Jimeng to stay, another female cultivator stood up and spoke. My Heaven City Chamber of Commerce also needs to go back and discuss it. Black City Pill Association's Ji Xing cannot handle this matter. We have to go back to the Pill Association and ask. In just a short time, 4 of the representatives of the 10 forces had already left. Seeing that someone still wanted to stand up, Jian Xianming simply spoke up. In that case, let's go to the city master's mansion to see the new city master. My rootless Black City has such a capable person. If I, Jian Xianming, do not know about it, then wouldn't it be rude of me? Chapter 471. City Master Ning, the few of us only came to seek refuge with you now. A cultivator with an embarrassed face stood in front of Ning Cheng. He felt a little embarrassed to speak the rest of his words. This cultivator was called Lan Wenbin, the one who had arrived at the Receiving Heaven's Stone with Ning Cheng. Back at the Receiving Heaven's Stone, he had been optimistic about Ning Cheng. However, Ning Cheng unexpectedly raised the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop, which made him feel a little disappointed in Ning Cheng. He thought that Ning Cheng had acted irrationally. In order not to get involved with Ning Cheng too much, he took the other 3 people with him and did not continue to live with Ning Cheng. Instead, they returned to the rootless Black City. What he did not expect was that Ning Cheng would come out unscathed after destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop. Not only that, but after returning, he continued to raise the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. When Ning Cheng returned to the rootless Black City and occupied the city master's mansion, he realized that he had misread the situation. Ning Cheng dared to do such a thing because he had the ability. Now that Ning Cheng needed manpower, he did not hesitate to take the other 3 people to seek refuge with Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng understood the other party's intentions and spoke up with a smile. Many thanks for Brother Lan's help. Shin Zimo is helping me recruit a cultivator army. Since Brother Lan is here, I would like to ask Brother Lan to help out. Wu Marui can stay here with me. Maybe some people will come to the city master's mansion to find trouble with me. Okay. Lan Wenbin did not speak any nonsense this time and quickly left with Mao Yangpeng and Ji Ying. Wu Marui was a tall and strong man. Among Lan Wenbin's group of 4, Ning Cheng had the best impression of him. Congratulations to Brother Ning for returning to the rootless Black City. A crisp female voice arrived. Ning Cheng had already seen a man and a woman walking over with a smile on their faces. Ning Cheng recognized the middle-aged man. He was the steward of the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce, Mu Tsunjian. When Ning Cheng first arrived at the Receiving Heaven's Stone, he stayed in the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce's rest stop. So it's Brother Mu. I thought you were still at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. I didn't expect Brother Mu to return to the rootless Black City. Please come in. Ning Cheng greeted with cupped fists with a smile. When Mu Tsunjian heard Ning Cheng's words, he became even more delighted. I really did not misjudge Brother Ning. You are a dragon among men, a phoenix among men. Let me introduce you, this is the president of my Heaven City Chamber of Commerce, Gon Anren. Greetings, Association Head Gon. Ning Cheng did not expect that the association head of the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce would be a female cultivator. Moreover, her cultivation was not low at all. Looking at her appearance, she was at least at the second level of plundering life realm. Gon Anren giggled. When I heard City Master Ning's invitation, I immediately came over. In the future, I will have to rely on City Master Ning to take care of me. Gon Anren spoke while looking at Ning Cheng's face. She found that after she called out City Master Ning, Ning Cheng's face did not change at all. She felt sure that Ning Cheng had truly killed the original City Master of the rootless Black City, Su Kai. It seemed like it was a wise decision for him to come here. This City Lord Ning acted decisively. After killing Su Kai, the first thing he did was to form a cultivator army. In a place like the rootless Black City, once the cultivator army was established, even if all the other forces joined forces, it would still be far from enough. As for the others following behind the City Lord Mansion to form a cultivator army, Gon Anren believed that it was absolutely impossible. Ning Cheng, as the new city master, had already formed his own cultivator army. As such, he would never allow a second cultivator army to appear in the rootless Black City. If a second cultivator army appeared in the rootless Black City, then Ning Cheng would not be able to stand in the city master's mansion in peace. Because Gon Anren was sure of this, she did not hesitate to refuse to continue talking with the other forces and took the initiative to come to Ning Cheng's side. Please come in, please come in. Ning Cheng naturally understood the meaning behind Gon Anren's words. That is to say, her Heaven City Chamber of Commerce had abandoned the alliance with the other forces and had immediately come to Ning Cheng's side. Rogue Cultivator Alliance's Chao Jimeng has come to pay a visit to City Master Ning. Black City's Array Formation Alliance's Wu Yingxia has come to pay a visit to City Master Ning. From the time Ning Cheng broke the extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet's soundproof array formation, to the time when the representatives of the other forces of the rootless Black City gathered in the City Master's mansion, only an hour had passed. Ning Cheng invited all of you to the City Master's mansion, but it's truly frightening. I would also like to thank all of you for accepting my invitation. When Ning Cheng made the invitation, he did not think that these people would come. His original intention was to divide the remaining 10 major forces of the rootless Black City, and if possible, to rope in 2 or 3 other forces. But contrary to his expectations, the 10 major forces of the rootless Black City did not have any cohesion, and just a simple sentence from him was enough to divide them. The Heaven City Chamber of Commerce, the Rogue Cultivator Alliance, and the Black City Array Formation Alliance all made it clear that they wanted to stand on Ning Cheng's side. As Ning Cheng spoke, the dozen or so cultivators sitting in the assembly hall of the City Master's mansion did not say anything. Some of them even felt a little strange. After all, they were the ones who had gathered here before. The only difference was that this gathering was just a change of location, with the addition of Ning Cheng. Just when Ning Cheng wanted to continue speaking, Mao Xiuxuan of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce suddenly spoke up. Dao friend Ning, the rootless Black City's City Master's mansion originally belonged to Su Kai, and this place is also Su Kai's place. But why did Dao friend Ning suddenly appear here? I even heard someone calling out to City Master Ning from the outside, but how come we didn't know about it? It stands to reason that the rootless Black City has chosen a new city master, so we are also qualified to know about it. Seeing Ning Cheng staring at Mao Xiuxuan, Gon Anren smiled and spoke. City Master Ning, this is the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce's Deputy Union Head Mao Xiuxuan. Oh, I've heard of him. This Chamber of Commerce had a scum named Cecile, who I killed. Ning Cheng responded with a faint voice. Mao Xiuxuan raised his eyebrows. Dao friend Ning, as for why Cecile was killed, it is because my Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce's union head is still in seclusion. As such, I am not qualified to investigate it. Since this is a meeting to discuss the new city master, I hope that Dao friend Ning can answer my questions directly. This is not just my problem alone, but also the problem of the rest of the people in the rootless Black City. Ning Cheng stared at Mao Xiuxuan with disdain. Union head Mao, you cannot represent others. You can only represent your Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce at most. As for why you called me City Master Ning, I really don't know about it. However, you reminded me that from now on, I am the City Master of the rootless Black City. Oh, you want to ask about Su Kai? I killed him. If you want to be the city master, it's very simple, just come and kill me. Humph. Mao Shuxuan suddenly stood up. Ning Cheng, did you use a trick to kill City Master Su, and think that you are the most powerful person in the rootless Black City? I'm sorry, but I do not agree with your position as the city master. Not only do I not agree, even the rest of the people will not agree to it. If you want to challenge me, Mao Shuxuan, then let me tell you, I do not fear a trivial crucible transformation first-level cultivator like you. Ning Cheng also stood up, glanced at the rest of the people and asked, who else does not agree with me becoming the city master? Please also stand up. A powerful murderous intent swept out from Ning Cheng's eyes, causing even Jian Xuanming's heart to sink. This kind of murderous intent was something that even he could not release. Ning Cheng's strength was more than enough to kill a late-stage plundering life realm cultivator without even using any tricks. Ning Cheng's gaze then fell on Jian Xianming. Jian Xianming had the highest cultivation here. Jian Xianming, on seeing Ning Cheng's gaze fall on him, unexpectedly felt a chill run down his spine for no reason. He immediately coughed, dispelling some of the icy killing intent, and spoke, what Association Master Mao said is not wrong. My rootless Black City's city master has always been elected. Now that the main forces of my rootless Black City are gathered here, why don't we all choose a new city master? Ning Cheng suddenly sat down and spoke with a genial tone, what Captain Jian said is right, we should make it more democratic. In that case, let's start voting. It was as if the person who exuded a powerful killing intent was not him at all. Gan Anren immediately spoke up, I, on behalf of the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce, will cast my vote for Ning Cheng. Chao Jimeng then spoke up, I, on behalf of the Rogue Cultivator Alliance, will also cast my vote for Ning Cheng. Mao Shuxuan did not hesitate to cast his vote for Jian Xianming, followed by the Void Sect, Gale Void Alliance, Black City Artifact Crafting Alliance, and the other forces also cast their votes for Jian Xianming. Ning Cheng obtained 4 votes, respectively from the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce, Rogue Cultivator Alliance, Black City Pill Union, and Black City Array Formation Alliance. The Void Adventure Squad abstained, while Jian Xianming of the Extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet also obtained 4 votes. Ning Cheng, it looks like you can't be the city master for now. Mao Shuxuan felt angry at the 4 major forces who voted for Ning Cheng. At the same time, he was also thinking about how to deal with Ning Cheng. He would then unite with Jian Xianming to consolidate the entire rootless Black City's forces. Previously, with Su Kai around, he did not dare to do such a thing. However, facing Ning Cheng, he did not feel any fear. He had seen Ning Cheng's battle recordings, but compared to Su Kai, the difference was just too great. Ning Cheng had definitely used a trick to kill Su Kai. Ning Cheng looked at Jian Xianming with a smile and asked, Brother Jian, I don't know who you are voting for. Jian Xianming spoke up with a calm tone, since you and I are competing for the position of the city master, then the 2 of us naturally would not vote. That's for the best. Ning Cheng clapped his hands and spoke, since everyone has elected me to be the city master of the rootless Black City, then I will reluctantly do it. Who did you say elected you to be the city master of the rootless Black City? The vote just now clearly showed 4 votes for each side, while you, Ning Cheng, did not even exceed by a single vote. What makes you the city master? Mao Shuxuan once again stood up and shouted. Ning Cheng stared at Mao Shuxuan coldly, before calmly speaking up, since I want to compete for the position of the city master, then I will have to show a bit of sincerity. Shin Zimo. This subordinate is here. Shin Zimo, just like a ghost, suddenly appeared in the hall. Report the results of your investigation. Ning Cheng calmly spoke up. Yes. Shin Zimo responded, before speaking up in a clear voice, in the last 50 years, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce had robbed 78 female cultivators from Heaven's Way. They had also killed 191 new cultivators who could not afford to pay the black coins, totaling 231 people. They had also robbed 297 new cultivators of their properties, and killed 297 people. All of these have conclusive evidence. Moreover, it is only a small part of the crimes. The entire hall turned silent, no one doubted Shinzimo's words. That is because every force had done such things before, as such it was not a big deal. How many people has my city master's mansion recruited for the cultivator army? Ning Cheng asked again. A total of 1,341 people, all with crucible transformation cultivation. Very good, the new cultivator army needs to undergo a blood test. Immediately take some people to flatten all the stations, rest stops, shopping malls of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. For this kind of trash Chamber of Commerce, there is no need to leave anything behind. Yes. Chapter 472. How dare you? Mao Xiuxuan said angrily. Ning Cheng raised his hand, causing the Nirvana spear to appear in his hands. You, as the Deputy Association head of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, obviously have a greater responsibility. Since the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce is already gone, you should also stay here. While speaking, a powerful killing force swept out from Ning Cheng's body. The cultivators sitting around Ning Cheng immediately stepped aside. Ning Cheng's terrifying killing intent fused with his Nirvana spear, causing people to feel uncomfortable all over. This was not a question of whether he dared or not. Ning Cheng even wanted to kill him, Mao Xiuxuan, so why would he not dare? Not to mention now, even if it was Su Kai from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and the City Master's mansion, Ning Cheng would still kill him without hesitation. Mao Xiuxuan said that Ning Cheng dared, but in the eyes of others, it was simply bullshit. Stop! Jian Xianming slammed the table and stood up. Ning Cheng was unexpectedly so arrogant, daring to start a fight in a place where everyone was having a meeting to discuss a problem. The Nirvana spear in Ning Cheng's hand vibrated with a buzzing sound, while bursts of killing intent spread out along with the vibrating ripples. Mao Xiuxuan felt a chill down his spine as he looked at it. Jian Xianming, if you also want to make a move, then I will take you on. Not to mention killing Su Kai with my cultivation at the 7th level of Sea Opening Realm, now that I have the cultivation of Crucible Transformation Realm, and am still in my own territory, if I still felt afraid of you, a cultivator at the 7th level of Plundering Life Realm, then I might as well go back and buy tofu. Ning Cheng stared at Jian Xianming, his killing intent not only wrapped around Mao Xiuxuan, but also swept towards Jian Xianming. This place was now his territory, and he had arranged the trap and kill arrays all around him. If he was still afraid of a few Plundering Life Realm cultivators in such a situation, then he might as well go back and buy a piece of tofu. Ning Cheng, whether you are the city master or not, we are all here to discuss some issues. How can you fight in this place? Do you have any sense of morality? Jian Xianming could feel a powerful killing intent permeating the surroundings, causing his heart to sink. He no longer had any thoughts of going head-on against Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng spoke up in a calm voice, as the city master of the rootless Black City, I naturally have to consider the countless cultivators of the rootless Black City. The auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce is a chamber of commerce that kills the innocent and bullies the newcomers. If I do not put an end to them, then I would not have the face to compete for the position of the city master. If you are not willing to help the wicked, then please stand at the right corner. Otherwise, you will be opposing me, Ning. These incomparably strong words made Jian Xianming tremble with anger. He could see that there were entrapment arrays everywhere. Although he could not wait to swallow Ning Cheng immediately, he still did not dare to move. Ning Cheng's words a moment ago were obviously ridiculing him, saying that he should not have the face to compete for the position of the city master. Unfortunately, the current situation was completely in Ning City's favor. Not to mention the array formations arranged around Ning Cheng, even if it was the people here, once a fight broke out, half of them would definitely help Ning Cheng. Thinking until here, Jian Xianming had to take a few steps back. He was sure that if he did not take a step back, then Ning Cheng would definitely drag him into the killing array. A wise man does not fight when the odds are against him. He could not save Mao Xiuxuan and could only wait to avenge him. However, now that Ning Cheng had killed Mao Xiuxuan, would he have the ability to avenge him? Seeing Jian Xianming retreat, Ning Qing felt a bit of pity in his heart. If the two people, Jian Xianming and Mao Shuxuan, attacked at the same time, then he could use the trap and kill arrays here to kill the two of them. Now that Jian Xianming retreated, he could not forcibly kill him. If he wanted to control the rootless Black City, it would be impossible to rely solely on killing. He had to kill the chicken to warn the monkeys, using the most powerful means to kill Mao Shuxuan, and then establish his prestige. As for letting Mao Shuxuan go, Ning Qing did not even think about it. He did not want to be like Xiang Yu, who would not kill Liu Bang even if he delivered himself to his hands. Jian Xianming was suppressed by Ning Qing to the side, while the rest of the people did not speak. Mao Shuxuan, on seeing Jian Xianming retreat, felt his heart sink to the bottom. Without Jian Xianming's help, how could he fight against a powerhouse like Ning Qing? Moreover, this fellow had even killed Kai. Even if you are the city master, the things you collected, you must have evidence. Mao Shuxuan spoke up with a stern voice. Everyone could hear that he was putting on a strong front, but at the same time, showing weakness in front of Ning Qing. However, Ning Qing did not care about this. His Nirvana spear swept up one spear trace after another, superimposed over each other. At this moment, the rest of the cultivators in the assembly hall could only see a vast expanse of whiteness. Apart from the powerful true essence fluctuations around them, they simply could not see the fight between Ning Qing and Mao Shuxuan. The cultivators standing in the hall were secretly shocked. They all knew what was going on. Before, they had only heard that Ning Cheng's attainments in array formations were formidable, however, now they saw it with their own eyes. This vast expanse of whiteness was definitely the result of Ning Qing using an array formation to separate the scene of the fight. Thinking that they were sitting in the middle of Ning Cheng's killing array, all the people felt an inexplicable chill in their hearts. Half a day ago, they were still discussing how to kill Ning Qing, and how to redistribute the benefits of the rootless Black City. However, half a day later, they could only stand in the middle of the other party's array formation, watching the other party's awe-inspiring display. Powerful true essence fluctuations swept through the surrounding space. At this moment, no one was willing to do anything that would make Ning Qing unhappy. They all chose to stand quietly in the right corner and wait quietly. Mao Shuxuan knew that Ning Qing would never let him go, so he no longer showed any signs of weakness. Stretching out his hands, he shot out one silk thread after another. These silk threads instantly formed a huge silk net in front of Ning Qing. Bursts of fishy smell came out from the silk net. When Ning Qing smelled this fishy smell, he almost vomited. Ning Qing did not expect that Mao Shuxuan, who looked like a transcendent being, turned out to be a demonic cultivator. Moreover, he even cultivated the poison spider silk. If it were an ordinary crucible transformation first-level cultivator, Mao Shuxuan felt sure that he would have already killed the opposite party. Moreover, he would not have used the myriad poison spider silk. However, the opposite party was Ning Qing, the newcomer Ning Qing of the rootless Black City, the Ning Qing who had killed the rootless Black City's premier person. At this time, he immediately used his finishing move, the myriad poison spider silk. His purpose was to entangle Ning Qing for a moment, and then escape immediately. However, he still underestimated Ning Cheng's array formation, and also underestimated Ning Cheng's fake domain. Ning Qing did not intend to use his fake domain against Mao Shuxuan. For Mao Shuxuan, he was just an early-stage crucible transformation cultivator. It was the same for him. Mao Shuxuan was just a trivial plundering life first-level cultivator. After Mao Shuxuan cast out his myriad poison spider silk, Ning Qing immediately activated an entrapment array, while trying to control the surrounding space as much as possible. Even after advancing to the crucible transformation realm, he still had only a smattering of knowledge about domains, and did not know how to use them. However, at least he knew how to make his domain more powerful. Mao Shuxuan felt his myriad poison spider silk turn sluggish, while his body also turned sluggish. No, this was a domain. After Mao Shuxuan understood this, endless regret instantly filled his heart. He finally understood why Ning Qing could kill Su Kai. Ning Cheng had unexpectedly comprehended a domain. Even Su Kai, he estimated that he was still far from comprehending a domain. No, he absolutely cannot fight against someone with a domain. Mao Shuxuan certainly did not know that Ning Cheng killing Su Kai had nothing to do with a domain. However, at this moment, his mind was in chaos. He did not even care about the myriad poison spider silk that he had created. His body crazily twisted within Ning Cheng's fake domain, trying to get rid of the shackles of this domain. Unfortunately, his strength compared to Su Kai's was not just 1 or 2 levels. Even Ning Cheng felt somewhat speechless. When he saw the myriad poison spider silk, he had thought that Mao Shuxuan would have some powerful tricks up his sleeves. However, he did not expect that this was his most powerful move. Ning Cheng did not continue to talk with Mao Shuxuan. Instead, his Nirvana spear thrusted towards the myriad poison spider silk. The powerful spear intent caused the myriad poison spider silk to crack open in an instant, causing Mao Shuxuan's mouth to issue a harsh grinding sound. Not waiting for him to explode his myriad poison spider silk web, Ning Cheng's long spear had already arrived in front of his glabella. He could only watch as the long spear approached him, however, he did not have the strength to avoid it. Because everything around him did not seem to belong to him, he could only wait for Ning Cheng to kill him. Mao Shuxuan gave out a sigh. His last thought was, why did he want to join hands with such a selfish person like Jian Xianming? At this moment, he completely forgot about the matter of him wanting to use the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Bang! The dull sound of his head bursting apart was not loud, however, it felt like a heavy hammer had smashed into the hearts of everyone in the assembly hall. As the array formation's fog dissipated, everyone's eyes once again cleared up. Only then did they discover that Ning Cheng was still sitting in his seat, while Mao Shuxuan was pinned to the wall by a long spear. Pata, pata. Below his head, drops of blood dripped down. In this silent assembly hall, the sound of blood dripping sounded like a clap of thunder. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.